Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife.
Do you know what we're doing today?
We're wrapping up Deuteronomy, I think.
We are.
And we kind of took a lazy day yesterday and we did our
replay of our
old 50th episode. So
yeah.
If you hadn't heard it before, hopefully you liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so what else? Do we need to go over anything else, or am I just rambling for no reason?
You're rambling for no reason.
All right, well, let's go ahead and do this.
Let's do it. Okay, so we're doing our Deuteronomy wrap-up.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Deuteronomy was all about? Do you remember what happened?
I mean, it's them getting into the promised land, essentially, and in a whole chapter of Moses dying, right?
I mean, yeah, it was like a recap of all of their adventures thus far.
Right.
But it was the shortest book that we've dealt with so far. It was only 34 chapters.
Yeah, we also discovered this is where they eat babies. So
yes,
I mean, there was that. That was fun.
They did eat the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to throw that out there.
So anyway, 34 chapters, shortest book.
Okay.
Chapters 1 through 30 consisted of Moses giving 3 speeches.
That was 3 speeches?
Yeah. Do you remember what the speeches were? He gave the speeches to the Israelites on the plains of Moab shortly before they entered the Promised Land.
I don't really remember no. I mean, I probably will, but I mean...
Right.
Like, I don't remember the right offhand.
So the first one was like the majority of Deuteronomy. Like the first 20 some odd verses.
Got it.
It covers the 40 years of wilderness wanderings and ends with an order to observe the law.
Got it. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. They started using parentheses in this chapter. This book.
Yes, they did.
Sorry.
You remember all the wrong things.
I know. I remember all the wrong things.
But I don't remember names and
anything.
Family. Shut up. I remember more than you. I'm not good with names.
Okay.
Shut your face.
Okay.
Okay, so some of the laws that they were reminded that they need to obey.
Yeah.
Laws of religious observance. Do your religious shit.
Yeah.
Laws concerning officials. Do you remember that?
Like judges and shit, and how to judge this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And civil law, like marriages and
sure,
and cleanliness and shit like that.
Sure. Okay.
And then criminal law, like remember they had that
the cities you go to, the cities of refuge, and all that.
Yeah, and like if you find a dead body, run right quick to the nearest town and wash your hands so that you can you're washed free of the dead body that you found.
Right. And then you got to measure the distance to the nearest town to find out who's got jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Right.
To see which town is cursed by that dead person.
Right.
Okay. So that was the first speech, which again was the majority of the first 20 some odd chapters.
Okay.
The next speech he gave was to remind the Israelites of the need to follow Yahweh and the laws he had given them.
Right. This is where he, made them, I don't know.
He did the blessings and curses and the valley in between, and there's no gray areas.
Right. So this was the mountains? Is this okay. All right.
So that was the second one.
Okay. Yeah.
And the third one offers the comfort that even if Israel is unfaithful, that's okay. It's okay. Because with repentance, all can be restored, remember?
I don't remember it being comforting. I remember it being disturbing.
Right. Because
God was pretty dickish.
Yeah.
So.
But it's described
and he enjoyed it even.
But it's described as him saying, don't worry about it. Even though that's not the way we read it.
Right. That's not what I got from that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that guy.
No, I don't like that guy either. I think it's pretty shitty that he's like, don't worry, if you fuck up, it's okay. It's okay.
But while you're fucking up, I'm going to enjoy punishing your ass.
Right.
So.
Right.
Whatever works for you.
You might die. But it's okay if you go out and murder somebody, whatever.
Yeah.
Just say sorry and
come
repent.
back and you'll be more prosperous.
Yeah.
So, it's all good.
It's great.
Yeah.
So, before I move on to the last 4 chapters, I didn't realize this until I was looking this shit up, and I thought it was extremely interesting.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 5.
Okay.
Are known as the Great Commandment, like all capital letters, like the greatest commandment.
I kind of remember this. This was what it was. I can't remember. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it's, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might, or depending on the translation, all your strength.
Sure. Okay.
Those lines are the first of the 2 commandments cited by Jesus in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's important shit.
It's important shit because, it's not one of the 10 commandments, but it is one of the 10 commandments.
Right.
It is.
Yeah. It's the 11th.
No, it is. I think the first commandment literally is obey the Lord or whatever.
Right. Okay.
So.
But this is just stated more clearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And then it's one of the only ones that Jesus harps on.
Sure.
Of the 10 commandments.
Right. Right.
So that's why it's called the Great Commandment.
Got it.
So, and it's referred back to again in the New Testament in 3 different places. So.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we're done with the first 30 chapters.
Okay. 4 chapters left.
4 chapters left. Do you remember what happened in those last 4 chapters?
Moses died.
And what else?
They ate babies.
No.
No? I thought that was in the last 4 chapters.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. That was in chapter 28. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was still talking about it by this time, though.
Doo-doo brain.
Still talking about it because it's funny.
Okay, so the last 4 chapters contain the Song of Moses.
That's right. That horrible... Yeah, I don't ever want to sing again.
You didn't even sing.
No, I know. But when I went back and listened to it, I was just like, that's not so good.
Cringe?
That wasn't so good.
You're not a great reader. I mean, I fucked up too.
Yeah, I'm not a great reader. But, you know, I think we would have been better off trying to stumble through singing it.
Oh my God.
Because it was just, like, we were just talking.
Well, I mean, no.
No?
No. I'm not singing.
Yeah, no
and
more
I
singing.
don't want you singing.
We can sing little, you know, offhanded things here and there, but no full-on, like, Bible songs anymore.
No,
No, we're not doing that.
So the Song of Moses.
Okay.
The Blessing of Moses. He's
was that the one where he blessed the tribes and,
Yeah.
like, Dan got, like...
Shafted.
You know,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The passing of the mantle from Moses to Joshua.
Yeah, okay.
Right. And then the death of Moses on Mount Nebo or Pisgah.
Right.
Where he's buried by God.
No, he was buried by God in the valley. Some valley, they think.
No, on the mountain.
No. They said that God buried him in some sort of valley.
No, it's on the mountain because he was buried on the mountain like his brother Aaron. Because Aaron was buried on a mountain.
We're going to look this up on the break, and you're going to be proven wrong.
Okay, but I'm just telling you.
Okay.
It was a big deal that he was buried in a mountain like his brother Aaron was.
Okay. You just hold on to that then.
All right. Whatever. So Deuteronomy's concept of God changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The earliest form is monolatris. Do you know what that word means?
No.
It's the
one
belief,
of something.
This is going to come as no surprise. Yeah. It's the belief in the existence of many gods, but with the consistent worship of only one. And we commented on that multiple times so they do believe that there's more than one God.
They do believe in more than one God.
And they did. They did.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the earliest form is monolatris.
Okay.
So it's where, there's definitely more than one God, but this is the one we choose.
Right. Got it.
Okay. And they're not denying the reality of other gods, but they enforce only the worship of Yahweh in Jerusalem.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
In later forms, of course, it became more monotheistic, which is the idea that only one God exists.
Gotcha.
And that's how they believe today. But that's not how it started.
That's very interesting.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, how many times did we comment on it? Jesus, cophopotamus?
Yeah, I was trying to hold that in until we got done, and then I couldn't because
I kept talking.
You kept talking. I was trying to indicate a stop here.
But I couldn't just stop mid-sentence.
Well, that's true.
Okay, so anyway, how many times did we comment on the fact that they acknowledged other gods?
Oh, a ton. I mean,
ton.
that's definitely, they
Right?
there are other gods according to them. So, yeah.
But that's not what they think today.
Right.
And they're like, what, there's only ever been the one? And I'm like, no, but there weren't, though.
Yeah, literally, the Bible acknowledges that you guys thought there was other gods when that time was around. So
yeah. Dum-dums.
That's not true.
Read your own fucking book.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is funny because... Go ahead and cough.
Nope.
Okay. Which is funny because on Twitter, I was accused of not having read the Bible. And I'm like, that's literally what we're doing here, doofus.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, we're reading the Bible. And the Bible says there were multiple motherfucking gods.
It does. It
So
does
there.
say that.
Okay, well, now we're going to take a break so that you can cough and drink coffee. And then when we come back, we're going to take a quiz. But I promise this time it's not 100 questions.
Yeah, I made her vet it before we started because I was like, no more 100-question bullshit.
No, it's 20 questions.
Okay. All right, we'll see you guys on the other side of this.
Okay, bye. Okay, so it turns out that we were both right. He was buried in a valley, but he also might have been buried on the mountain.
According to our reading.
No, according to that line in the most recent line that we read about Moses' burial.
Right.
It does say in the valley. So that's what you remembered.
Yeah.
And that's why you're right. But I'm also right because it does say in other places that he was buried on the mountain like his brother. And scholars are still arguing to this day as to whether he was buried on a motherfucking mountaintop or a valley. And there is a Franciscan church built on a mountaintop where they believed Moses' tomb was.
Got it.
So, I mean, again, it's more than... They don't know. They don't know. So we're both right.
Okay.
Okay?
Fair enough.
Even though, yes, you are right. The most recent statement that we've read indicated valley.
Right.
So my apologies, even though, I mean, I do all the reading and studying, so that's why
I was saying on the break you could benefit from, you could learn something from our podcast if you gave it a listen.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. That one's not fair. That one's not fair because I have read more about Moses than you have, and that's why I had it in my head that he was buried on a mountain, because in other places it says that, and because I've been reading about the scholars that argue about it.
Right. Got it.
So fuck off, is what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Okay. So you're an asshole, and now we are going on to our Quizlet.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay, these are multiple choice, so let me read the choices before you blurt out an answer.
Oh, that's boring.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. Who narrates the majority of the book of Deuteronomy?
Oh, come on. Seriously?
Okay, so...
Moses.
Moses. Okay, your other choices were Joshua, Caleb, or God. Moses. You're right. Okay. Why were the Israelites afraid to enter the promised land? Do you want to take a guess before I read the choices?
No, go ahead and read the choices.
Okay. The inhabitants were ready for battle. The land did not seem fertile. The inhabitants were great and tall. They didn't have faith in Moses' leadership.
The inhabitants were great and tall.
I think that's the right one. Okay. Number 3. What was the name of Caleb's father?
Oh. Caleb's father.
I don't even remember who the fuck Caleb was.
He was one of the ones that came back from the scouting trip, and he was one of the good ones, I think.
I think you're right.
I can't remember who his father is, though.
Okay.
What are the options?
Here's your choices.
Okay.
Jephunneh, Nun, Moses, or Terah.
I'm going to go with Terah.
That's what I would have guessed, but I don't know. Okay. Which king of Heshbon would not let the Israelites pass through his land?
I'm going to let you read the multiple choice there on that one.
Okay. Bashan, Og, Sihon, or Jahaz?
It wasn't Og or Bashan, I don't think.
I thought Bashan was a place, like Og of Bashan.
Right, yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's either one of those. What's the last two again?
Sihon or Jahaz?
I'm going to go with Jahaz. I think it was Jahaz.
I have no idea. I would have said Og just because I like his name.
Right, okay.
Number 5. How many tribes inherited land on the east of Jordan?
On the east of Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, all but the 2. No, 2.5. So, what are the choices?
1, 2, 2.5, 3.5.
Oh, 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the side. Okay,
yeah,
I got it.
I agree with you on that one. Where did the Lord speak to the Israelites out of the fire?
Oh, give me the choices. I'll know this one, I think.
Egypt, Horeb, Wilderness of Sin, the Red Sea.
Oh,
I mean, I would guess Horeb, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's go with Horeb.
That seems the most likely.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7. How many cities of refuge were on the east side of Jordan?
Oh, shit, on the east side. Is that the small side?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2.
Your choices are 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah,
so.
I'm guessing 2. There was 2.5 tribes. So, well, maybe there was 3.
I thought there was only 1.
Oh, really?
But I could be wrong. I don't know. What do you want to guess?
I'm going to say 2.
Okay. Number 8. On what were the 10 Commandments written?
Tablets.
Yeah. Okay, here's your choices, though.
Okay.
A papyrus scroll?
Okay.
No. 2 jars of clay? No. A carved and engraved box?
Box?
Pandora's box?
Yeah,
I don't know. 2 tablets of stone is our guess. Yeah. Number 9. What did the Israelites do while Moses was receiving the 10 Commandments from God?
Dude, they partied it up and made false idols.
Yeah. So your choices are made a molten calf.
Yes, that one.
Spent the time in prayer. Absolutely not. Offered strange incense. That was
maybe
probably,
but
but
part of it.
Yeah.
They didn't say that.
Complained about the lack of food.
They were probably doing that too.
But we're guessing made a molten calf.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Number 10. Which tribe of Israel received no inheritance?
Read them off to me.
Judah, Levi, Simon, or Dan? I thought it was Levi.
No, Levi. That's the Levites.
Yeah.
What is the question?
Which tribe received no inheritance? Like no land? Isn't that what that means? And that would be the Levites, wouldn't it?
Okay, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I just thought they received none because they were to be taken care of by everybody.
Okay. Well, let's pick that. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you could pick something else.
No. That's fine.
Number 11. According to the law, why could the Israelites not eat blood?
I mean, it's detestable.
It is gross.
But I mean, that it was like detestable to God or something.
But why though?
I read off the choices. I don't know.
Okay, God said the blood is life. God said the blood is devoted to me. God said the blood is unclean. God said the blood is for the priests.
First one, blood is life.
I think that is right.
I think that is right.
Number 12. Which living creatures in the water were deemed unclean? Ooh, these are hard.
Oh God, I'm gonna need the choices, but that's something to do with scales and shit like that.
Right. So unclean. Okay. Those without a hard shell. Those with a hard shell, those without fins and scales, those with fins and scales.
Those without fins and scales, I think, are the ones that are unclean.
Unclean?
I think. Because that wouldn't, because I equated it to like a shark. So, yeah.
So you can eat a shark?
No, you can't. The ones without scales.
Oh, because a shark doesn't have scales and fins?
But, yeah.
They have fins.
Sharks doesn't have scales.
Fins. Okay. Well, yeah, it's not either or, it's and.
Right. That was what conjured in my head when I was thinking of it. So
okay.
I'm going to go with that one because I think that's right.
Hard for me. I don't know. Number 13. Which of the following birds is deemed clean?
Gonna need a, yeah.
Okay, stork, owl, quail, raven.
Quail.
Quail. That's the one I would have said. Okay, number 14. Which year is the Lord's year of release?
Every 7th year, right?
Yep. Your choices are 3rd, 5th, 7th, or 12th.
Got it.
7th.
Yeah.
Okay, number 15. In which month is the Passover?
It's like I don't know. Read out the choices. It's like the first month on their calendar or something weird like that. I don't remember.
Adar, Shevat, Tammuz, or Abib.
Oh,
it was Abib.
It was Abib?
It was Abib.
Okay, I didn't even know half those words, so.
I think it was Abib because I equated that to April. Number 16. Of what 3 things should a king not have multiples?
Wives.
That was one.
Yeah. I don't know what. Oh, horses?
I think you're right.
And I don't know what. Read the choices.
Okay. Horses, wives, money.
Okay.
Horses, soldiers, ships. Money, palaces, men servants. Wives, foreign treaties, rich clothing.
No, it's got to be that one with the horses and the wives.
And money?
One. Yeah, and
horses,
money.
wives,
Let's go
and
with
money.
That one.
Okay. Yeah. Number 17. What should the Israelites not destroy when they besiege a city?
Well, it depends on where they're destroying the city
I know,
at.
Right?
But generally they leave the livestock and like the, stuff so they can plunder it. So
here's your choices.
Okay.
Surrounding farm villages.
Okay.
Trees for meat.
Okay.
Conies and deer. Sheaves of corn.
What the fuck?
Right?
Is this the part where they told them not to destroy the trees?
I don't know.
Or is this, what's the first choice again?
Surrounding farm villages. I thought it was that one.
Let's go with that one. That's fine.
Okay.
That was dumb. I don't like that one.
I don't like it either.
So whatever.
Okay. Number 18. What must an Israelite do when building a new house?
Christen it.
Well, yeah, you got to fuck in every room. Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
That's
an American thing. That's not an early Israelite Bible thing. My bad. Okay, what must an Israelite do when building a new house? Separate the privy from the house. Use new timber. Have a consecration ceremony. Build battlement around the roof.
Consecrations. Oh, wait, no.
Right?
Hold on.
They had to put railing around the roof, didn't they? Because if a guy falls, it'll be murder.
Right. Oh, that's tough because I thought they want you to consecrate it too, though.
I don't remember.
Oh man, let's go with the railing.
Okay. See, it doesn't say railing; it says battlement, but
it could be a different word in a different reading, so like that could mean something else. So I think that's where we struggle with some of this stuff. Is like they're not always taking these questions.
Yeah. This is why we should all agree on a translation.
Right.
That's not the King James.
God could just let us know which one's right.
I'm all ears.
Yeah, anytime.
Anytime. Okay, we're almost done. Number 19.
Okay.
When Moses blessed the tribes before his death, to what animal did he compare Gad? Eat Gad.
Let's see. That was, it's probably a lion, I think. But read them off for me.
Doe, elephant, lion, turtle dove.
Lion.
Okay. Number 20. Ready?
I'm ready.
How old was Moses when he
120.
died? Yep. Your choices were 40, 80, 120, 920. Okay.
How'd we do?
Let's see. Oh, I have to put in our names.
Oh, that's dumb. You should have just taken a test before we did this podcast where you just put it in, randomly so that you could see if this works right.
Shut up.
But now we're just sitting here filling time to figure this out.
I had to put our name in. Sorry. Okay. Let's see how we did.
Okay. Scrolling.
Okay. Who narrates the majority of the book of Deuteronomy? Moses.
Correct.
Got that right. Why were the Israelites afraid to enter the promised land? We got this right. The inhabitants were great and tall.
Okay.
Giants. We got this one wrong.
Okay.
What was the name of Caleb's father? We guessed Terah, but it was Jephunneh.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
I couldn't remember that one. Sorry.
Okay, we got this one wrong too.
Oh, man.
Which king of Heshbon would not let the Israelites pass through his land? We guessed Jahaz. It was Sihon, so I would have got it wrong too.
Right.
Because I wanted to guess Og.
Yep.
Okay, we got this one right. How many tribes inherited land on the east of Jordan? 2.5. That was all you.
Right.
Number 6. We got this right. Where did the Lord speak to the Israelites out of the fire? Horeb. Yep. Okay, we got this one wrong.
Boo.
How many cities of refuge were on the east side of Jordan? We guessed 2, but you should have went with your gut. It was 3.
Okay.
See, I would have got that wrong because I was going to guess 1.
Yeah. No, I guessed 2 first, and then I changed it to 3, and then I went back to 2. So my gut said 2. My brain said 3.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You're a big gut.
Mm-hmm. What?
I don't know. Coconut. Shut up. Okay, number 8. We got this one right. On what were the 10 commandments written? Not even a thought. 2 tables of stone.
Yeah, 2 tables of stone, huh?
Yeah, that's what it says. Should be tablets, but it says tables. I read it correctly. Okay, number 9. We got this right.
Okay.
What did the Israelites do while Moses was receiving the 10 commandments from God? Made a molten calf.
Yes.
We knew that one.
Right.
Okay, number 10. Got this right. Which tribe of Israel received no inheritance?
Levi.
I was right. Levi.
You were right, yeah.
Yep, I got that one. Okay, number 11. Got this right. According to the law, why could the Israelites not eat blood? God said the blood is the life.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that.
Yep.
Number 12. Ooh, you got this one right.
All right.
Which living creatures in the water were deemed unclean?
Nice.
Those without fins and scales.
See?
Like sharks.
Those mental tricks. They work every time.
Yeah, because I got this one. Which of the following birds is deemed clean? Quail.
Right.
I didn't have a mental trick for that. I just remembered
yeah.
it. Oh, this is the one. No, this is not the one I used the mental trick either. Shut the fuck up. Number 14. We did get it right though. Which year is the Lord's year of release? The 7th. Number 15. This is the one I used my mental trick.
Okay.
We got it right.
Yeah, the Abib.
Yeah, and which month is the Passover? Abib.
Got it.
Yep. April.
Good job.
Yep. Number 16. We got this right. Of what 3 things should a king not have multiples? I say we, but you got this right. Horses, wives, and money.
Okay. Cool.
Uh-oh. We got the next one wrong.
Damn it.
Number 17. What should the Israelites not destroy when they besiege a city? Oh, we should have went with trees for me.
That was the first thing I said.
I know. But We went with surrounding farm villages,
I didn't
which was
feel like
wrong.
that one was right. I was going to go with trees, but
You should have. I'm quizzing you mostly, so you should have stood firm.
Well, whatever.
Who the hell am I? You literally state
I wasn't firm on it. Like
you literally state every episode that I don't remember jack shit.
That's true.
So
that is true.
You should always just go with what. Don't take my say. Okay, number 18. What must an Israelite do when building a new house? Build a battlement around the roof. We got that one right.
I was worried about that one because, consecrate, I thought was one of them too. So
I know. But if somebody falls off the roof and there's no railing, it's murder.
Right.
I mean, I don't know why I remember that. It's ridiculous.
I don't know why the dude was up in your roof in the first place, but whatever.
Right. Okay, we got the next two right. Number 19. When Moses blessed the tribes before his death, to what animal did he compare Gad? It was a lion.
Okay.
And number 20, how old was Moses when he died? We got that right, 120.
Cool.
So we got 16 out of 20 for an 80%.
I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one.
You know
that's
what?
a passing grade.
That is a passing grade.
We're doing all right there.
We read the Pentateuch.
We read the Pentateuch. We are done with it.
We are.
Although
we're going to talk a little bit more about the Pentateuch as a whole on our bonus episode tomorrow.
Yeah, we should have said we read Deuteronomy because this was the Deuteronomy wrap-up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to be wrapping up the Pentateuch.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Come back tomorrow and we'll have some more information about the Pentateuch.
Yeah.
See you then.
Bye. Husband.
Wife.
Let's talk about the Pentateuch.
Perfect. Let's talk about it.
So, do you know what the Pentateuch is?
It's the first 5 books of the Bible.
It is. The first 5 books of the Old Testament.
Or the Old Testament,
to be
sorry.
specific.
My bad.
No, it's the same thing to say.
Kind of.
It's the first 5 books, period.
Right.
So, yeah, I was just being further specific.
Sure. No, I gotcha.
They're also referred to as the books of Moses.
Okay.
Can you see why?
Yes, because Moses is all over it.
He's supposedly telling that story.
Yep.
Can you name the 5 books of the Pentateuch?
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and...
you skipped one.
I know. I'm trying to think which one I skipped.
Think of a census.
Numbers.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah. It goes Genesis, Exodus, which are basically like together as one.
Yeah.
And then Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
So some modern scholars suggest a hexateuch instead of a pentateuch, which would mean 6 instead of 5.
Okay.
And they would include the book of Joshua in that, but there's not a lot of movement for that.
Got it.
But then you couldn't call it the 5 books of Moses anymore.
Right.
Moses would be
Yeah,
gone.
exactly.
Because he's dead.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
So we got more to get into, or is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what we're doing today.
Okay.
And we should take a break now, is what you're like gesturing at me.
Yes, that's what I'm gesturing
That was
at.
an intro.
You were just going to go do the whole podcast
I was.
right there.
I was.
Yeah,
I was.
I know.
My bad.
All right. We'll be back, guys.
Yep. So are you done making fun of me now?
I mean, no. But I'll try
Jerk.
my best to stop.
Jerk. Okay. Well, sorry that I carried on too long, but whatever. I forgot we were doing an intro.
I know.
I was eager to dive
I
in.
was sitting here watching you forget to do the intro.
Making fun
You're
of
like
me.
jumping right on in.
I was excited.
Yeah, I know.
Because we're summing it up and moving on.
Yeah.
You know?
I gotcha.
So I thought that to make sure that we move away from the books of Moses, and then, enter new territory, I thought we would go through a little bit of the first 5 books and what happened in each of them.
Okay.
Like a story
Sum
thus
up,
far.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's been a while since we talked about, like, Genesis.
Well, yeah.
So
yeah.
I didn't
Seems
even...
like ages. Well, I mean, it's been almost 2 years probably.
Right.
Well, year and a half.
Right.
But still.
My point is, like, when I was going through and pulling out these points, I forgot some of them.
Right.
So, yeah, this is like a good catch up. You
Right.
know?
Yep.
Okay, so Genesis is also referred to as the Book of Origins.
Okay.
Which makes sense.
Right.
Because
that's where we supposedly originated from.
Right, but it talks about two separate histories, two separate origin stories. First is the origin of the planet, the animals, night and day, and all that shit.
Right.
And then it, from there, talks about the origin of man.
Right, right.
So, in the first part, the primeval history, it talks about, in the beginning and the Garden of Eden. Do you remember all this?
I really do, yeah.
And Adam and Eve and the fall of mankind.
The fall of mankind.
That's the first sin.
Oh,
that's where
okay.
Eve disobeyed God and ate the apple at the serpent's urging.
Okay.
And talked her husband Adam into it.
Got it. Okay.
Which is bullshit because God had told Adam that, and Eve wasn't even alive yet when God made that rule. So
right.
I'm convinced to this day that Adam, the jackass, did not take proper notes and did not pass on the message correctly.
Right.
So, whatever. So the fall of mankind, and then that led to Cain and Abel.
Right.
And Cain was the one that murdered Abel.
Yeah, and then God was like, Cain, where is your brother?
And he's like, what am I, my brother's keeper, bitch?
And then God's like, I smell blood.
Yeah. So then, after that, Cain is made to go bye-bye.
Yeah.
And so he takes off for the land of Nod.
Yep.
And
goes and populates a bunch of cities, apparently.
Right, exactly. And so then Adam and Eve are so fucking sad. So Eve has another child, Seth.
Okay.
Who is supposed to replace Cain.
Got it.
Oh, and I forgot that the fall of mankind, they also got kicked out of the Garden of Eden.
It strikes me, talking about Genesis, that none of this really fucking matters.
Right.
Because they all get killed.
Right.
Come Noah.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. And literally that's what happens next. After Seth is born, the next big story that takes place is the flood, Noah's Ark, the rainbow.
Right.
All that.
Yep.
And then
but we had to do a lot of family histories for the Genesis, and it kind of pissed me off when God just killed everybody.
Right.
I'm like, oh.
Why did I have to learn all that if it doesn't fucking matter?
Exactly.
But it's to show how we all descended from fucking Adam.
I guess.
Yeah. So, we're almost at the end of the first part of the history, the primeval history. After the rainbow with, the promise that he'll never flood the planet again.
Yeah.
Is the Tower of Babel.
Right, and that's where he spreads everybody out and makes them talk different languages because he's pissed off at them.
Right, because he thought they were getting too close to God, or
right.
Also they were living in sin, or any number of reasons that none of which.
I don't think God needs a lot of reasons to get pissed off. So based on what I've seen, in this book,
exactly. So that was the first 11 chapters of Genesis.
All right,
that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
So chapters 12 through 50 are considered the ancestral history.
Okay. Yep.
And that includes Noah's descendant Abraham, who journeys into Canaan.
Right.
He's there as a sojourner, just a wanderer.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And God introduces circumcision.
Right.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah. That's...
And then,
weird.
very, very random, right?
Yeah.
Cut off part of your dick. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Right.
Whoa, where'd that come from?
Right.
So, do you remember about Sarah and Hagar?
I remember the names, but I don't offhand remember what the story was.
So, Abraham married Sarah, and I want to say that Hagar was Sarah's maid or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then
she gave him to Abraham, and whatever.
Yeah, and I don't remember quite what happened with them, but
sure,
it wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good.
And after that, we get some Sodom and Gomorrah happening.
Yeah, more rain and death from God.
Right, a whole city goes...
Yeah.
And then Abraham is ordered to offer his son Isaac to God for murder.
That was some bullshit.
Here, kill my kid. It's okay. I'm going to, it's fine. God said, so I got to obey God.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
we had some talks about that.
Oh, yeah.
Then Abram, I forget at what point. I think it's after he decided that he would go ahead and murder his kid, and then God went, meh. His name was changed from Abram to Abraham, but I've just been calling him Abraham this whole time.
Right. No, I got you.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, I thought it was one of the interesting things to me was that early on in the Bible, there was a lot of name changing. Like,
yeah.
Jacob became Israel. And,
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
And Abram became Abraham.
Yeah.
And, you know, so on and so. I think there was more than that. But those are the ones I
Sarai
remember.
became Sarah.
Got it.
Yeah. So, Abraham, speaking of Sarah, Abraham and his wife give birth to twins. Do you remember Esau and Jacob?
Yeah, isn't this the one they fought over the blessing when they were...
Yeah.
Okay.
They were fighting inside Sarah's belly.
Right.
And so when one was born, the other came out holding his ankle.
Right.
And they've been warring ever since.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Right.
And then, so Esau sold his birthright to Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the bowl of soup or what I recall.
Yeah, some stupid shit like that.
Right.
And then Jacob marries Rachel and Leah. Do you remember that? That was the sisters. So he fell in love with Jacob. Or, okay, wait. I said he fell in love with Jacob. I meant Jacob fell in love with Rachel. But let me back up a second. So when they grow up and Jacob has Esau's blessing, then they're going into their father Isaac, and Jacob dresses up as his brother or whatever and tricks Isaac into giving him not just the birthright but the blessing. So then he's got both.
Yeah.
And so Esau's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Right.
And so Jacob's mom Rachel, Esau and Jacob's mom Rachel is like, Jacob, you got to go.
Right.
You need to run.
Yeah.
So Jacob goes to stay with his uncle. And that's where he meets Rachel. And he's like, dear God, you're so fucking beautiful. I need to marry you right now.
Yeah.
They're cousins. But whatever.
Sure.
There weren't a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah.
So then Rachel goes to her dad and she's like, holy crap, I love this dude. We have to get married right now. And dude is like, yeah, sure, no problem. Promise to work for me for 7 years and then we'll make this shit happen.
Right.
So he works for 7 years and then marries what he thinks is Rachel, but turns out to be Leah.
Right.
And, you know, Jacob's like, WTF, motherfucker.
Right. And then he has to work for another 7 years.
Right. Well, the reason being Jacob was told by the girl's fathers, my bad, but you can't marry the youngest. You have to marry the oldest first.
Right.
Like, the oldest has to be married. So, yeah, work another 7 years. It's all good. So he marries both of them.
Okay.
And, you know, they go on to do many things.
Sure.
Being married.
Have lots of kids and whatever.
Yeah. So, do you remember the rape of Dinah?
I do.
So she was Leah's daughter. Shit, I don't remember. She's one of the daughters.
Okay.
And I remember Rachel and Leah each had a maid. So Jacob had basically 4 wives.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't remember which one of them had Leah, but I think it was Rachel, but shit, I could be wrong.
Do you think that would constitute as too many?
I think that is too many. That is too many fucking wives. So one of those, it wasn't one of the maids, it was one of the sisters, had a son and a girl. And the girl's name was Dinah, and she got raped.
Okay.
And then the guy was like, oh, but it's just that she's beautiful and I couldn't keep my penis in my pants.
Oh, that's right. This is
and
where
I
they
love her so hard.
Yeah. I remember this.
Yeah. And so all of Dinah's brothers and half-brothers, they're like, fuck this
I kind of
shit.
like this story, actually.
Me too. And so Jacob's like, my dudes, calm down. You know, it's going to be okay. And he's like, okay, if you guys promise that you'll all get circumcised, it will all be good.
Right.
And the rapist is like, that's totally fine. I'm going to convince everybody in town because I just am so in love with this beautiful girl that I just raped.
Right. Yeah.
That I don't know anything about, but I'm in love.
Yeah.
I mean, that pussy fine.
Yeah.
So, the
all get
whole
circumcised.
town gets circumcised. And
Yep.
while they're still walking around in pain, the brothers are like, no, that is not enough. And they go in and murder the whole town, take all their shit. And Jacob's like, fucking Christ, what have you done? And they're like, not sorry.
Right.
You know?
That was a great story.
It really was, because it's like, don't fucking rape people.
Right. Yeah. It was all over that was, we almost could count on that happening in like every other chapter in the beginning.
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, this sucks.
Exactly. So then Jacob has all these sons with all of these, with his sisters and his sister's wife, maids,
Yeah.
One of whom is Joseph.
Okay.
Joseph was Rachel's son. So Dinah must have been Leah's daughter. Okay. So anyway, Joseph is the son of Rachel, the one that he actually loved all his life, that he wanted to marry.
Right.
So that's why Joseph was so special to him.
Okay.
And then this is the kid that had the multicolored coat. He was sold into slavery.
And their tribe got all the blessings when they gave blessings at. Remember how they were blessing the tribes?
Oh,
the tribe of Jacob?
We're not there yet.
I know.
But yes.
But we talked about him when we were talking about the tribes. So,
Yes,
yeah.
but we're not there yet.
I understand that.
Okay, we're still in Genesis, and the end of Genesis concludes with Joseph going down into Egypt.
Got it.
And because he got sold into slavery by his brothers to the Midianites.
Yep.
And so that's the end.
Okay. So Genesis ends with him being sold into slavery.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there's still all the rest of it too. Like his whole story. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Like the whole story of Joseph.
That's all in Genesis?
That's all in Genesis.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. He gets put in jail and all kinds of shit, but he interprets dreams, which apparently was legal at that moment.
Well, if you're correct, remember.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And anyway, he works his way up to Pharaoh.
Right.
And he saves Egypt from famine, and he reunites with his brothers, who are so grateful.
Yeah.
And they all move back to Egypt.
Right.
Okay. So
wait, they moved back to Egypt?
This is where, because Joseph is pals with the Pharaoh of Egypt.
Yeah, okay.
So this is where the Israelites, the sons of Israel, moved to Egypt.
Oh, okay.
So they went to Egypt because that's where they didn't really have a choice. The lands were all going through a famine, and the Pharaoh, through Joseph did this, bought up all the lands, all the animals, all the food, and the people had no choice, including Joseph's family, but to turn to Egypt for help.
Got it.
So they went into Egypt willingly, but didn't really have much choice.
Right.
So yeah, that is the book of Genesis.
Okay.
It gets shorter and shorter as we go.
Okay.
So that was the longest.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to take a break before we jump into Exodus, or keep plugging on?
No, let's do 2, and then we'll take a break after Exodus.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so Exodus is referred to as the book of redemption.
Okay.
Okay. Remember, Genesis was the book of origins.
Yep.
Okay. So book of redemption. So are you following along? Are you getting all this?
Yeah, no, I mean,
okay.
Exodus is pretty much where Moses and them leave Egypt and then, start walking around.
So, eventually what happened was the Israelites became large in number, and a new Pharaoh came in, and he didn't know anything about Joseph and his family, and so he was like,
Don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care. You're not my friend. You were old Pharaoh, and I'm new Pharaoh.
Right.
And I don't know you from a hill of beans. So he had no particular sway or anything like that. Right. So he got freaked out because there were too many Israelites. And Pharaoh was like, this will not stand. They're going to overtake us. They'll become a fifth column kind of thing, and they're going to get us.
Sure.
So they made all the Israelites into slaves.
Got it.
So they went from Joseph was like top dog in Egypt to now his whole family is slaves.
Right. That sucks.
That does suck. And so then Pharaoh was like, let's just kill all newborn males. That'll work.
Right.
And so that all happened. But baby Moses was saved.
Right. He got put in the river.
Yeah. Yeah. He got put in the river.
Yep.
This is Josephus's son, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Something like that.
Somebody's son.
So, baby Moses gets saved by Pharaoh's daughter, who raises him up as her own, even though mom is right there and actually is the one that raises him.
Right, I was going to say his actual mom actually did raise him.
Yeah, the actual mom raised him as his nursemaid.
Right.
So she got the best of the deal, honestly.
Yeah.
And the reason that she put him in the water was not to drown him or anything. It was to try to save him from all of the firstborn males getting murdered.
Yep.
Okay, so Moses grows up and he's like, yay, I'm Pharaoh's daughter's friend, yay. But then he's also like, but I'm not Egyptian. I'm totally Israelite. And I see all my peoples.
Yeah, this is a lot of injustice going on.
Yeah, and so one day he sees this slaver guy beating up one of his fellow Israelites.
Right.
So he kills the fucking slaver. That escalated quickly.
I remember being like, whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Exactly. So he ran away because he's like, oh, shit, what have I done?
Just fucked up.
Right.
Yep.
And so then he encounters a burning bush.
Of course, as you do.
Who orders him, get your ass back to Egypt.
And that's
stupid.
God.
And that's God.
Right.
And so he's like, okay.
I always listen to burning bushes,
Right.
you know?
So he goes back to Egypt.
Sure.
And at that point, there are 10 terrible plagues.
Right.
Do you remember what those 10
I don't remember
are?
what they all are, but there was like frogs and locusts and famine, I think, and who knows.
Do you want me to just name them off for you?
Yeah, just rattle them off.
Okay. Water turns to blood.
Okay.
Frogs. Lice or gnats.
Lice or gnats. Okay.
Flies.
Okay.
Pestilence of livestock.
Uh-huh.
Boils.
Oh, man.
A storm of hail and fire.
Damn.
Like, that sounds like
that's pretty crazy.
A Song of Fire and Ice.
Right.
This is some George R.R. Martin shit.
Right.
Locusts.
Okay.
3 days of darkness.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, but do you remember, like, and they couldn't see at all?
Yeah, no, I remember. It was like pitch black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the death of firstborn sons again.
Right. Yeah, that was asshole-ish.
I know, right? So that's when Passover started.
Yeah.
And so they put up markings, and God would pass over the Israelites.
Yep. Nope.
And so he only killed the firstborn sons of Pharaoh and the Egyptians, and Pharaoh was so fucking pissed, and he was like, I am coming after you, motherfucker.
I mean, you know, I guess technically Pharaoh was killing their firstborn, so it was something that
right.
It was turnaround's fair play, I guess.
Right.
Sort of.
It's like this all started because Pharaoh was like, there's too damn many of you.
I could accept this story if God eventually in the New Testament turns into this peace-loving, you know, wonderful thing that doesn't kill and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bullshit.
Right.
No. If Jesus is God, which is what the claim is somewhat.
Right. At least in the Christian Bible.
Right. Then he did all this shit.
Right.
He did it. Okay?
Right.
So, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. So, Pharaoh's like, I'm going to get you. So they run away because they're like, oh shit. We are so fucked. And that's when the parting of the Red Sea happens and all the Egyptians drown. Yay!
Yeah.
And so
exciting stuff.
Moses and team get away. And so then they're wandering in the desert for a bit.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, I'm so fucking hungry and thirsty.
Those guys complained a lot.
To be fair, they had just come from where they were being fed.
That's true.
And they were made into slaves, but they were still like, I didn't ask for all this. Dude.
Yeah. Right.
Like, you escalated this. You know what I mean? Like, Moses, you started this fucking war.
Right.
We were kind of okay. It sucked, but we were okay. But then you did this murder, and then you convinced us to run away with you, and now here we are starving. We should never have fucking listened to you.
Right.
Which I don't necessarily blame them on this one.
Yeah.
Okay? So God makes it rain manna and water.
Right.
And he was a little grumbly, but he's like, all right, whatever.
Sure.
So they get to Mount Sinai.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
This is where the real fun starts.
Yeah. So, Moses' father-in-law comes around.
Yeah,
and
I remember
like, you should delegate because you are doing too much, my man.
Yeah.
And then he's also like, also, you should appoint some judges.
Do you wonder if this is one of the things that they, you know how
added later?
Yeah, they added later so
Yeah.
that they could create the structure?
Yeah. I do.
It doesn't really fit. Like,
Right.
it's kind of disjointed, you know?
Yeah.
So.
You could see that about so many points.
Well, yeah. For sure.
So, what's his name? Moses?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's a great idea. So he does that. Judges are appointed. Yay!
Yeah, right.
So, he runs up the mountain a couple times, remember? And
Yep.
the 10 Commandments are given. And then he comes back down and he's like, you guys, guess what? And in the meantime, Aaron...
You know, it strikes me. I got to say this real quick. It took, dude, like 6 days to create the entire universe, right? Mm-hmm. It takes him 40 days and 40 nights to write a fucking tablet.
Right.
What the fuck?
I know.
That's
It's true.
ridiculous.
Well, I can't give you the reason.
I'm just
why.
saying, like, that seems a little, like, you know,
Yeah.
not whatever.
I know. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So Moses comes down and he's so fucking excited. He's like, you guys. But then he sees that his brother had...
Aaron. Yeah.
had led the people into making golden calf.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, so they were
Such
like
crap.
praising the golden calf. And Moses is like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
And he throws the fucking tablets down and breaks them. He's like, fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
So he goes back up.
Didn't they murder like 3,000 people at that point or something?
I don't think so. No. Hold on. I'll get there in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. They did build some or kill some.
Okay.
Yeah. So God is like, I'm gonna smite all those motherfuckers.
Right.
And Moses is like, all of them? That's not cool, man.
Right. Your neighbors will, you know, they'll look down on you for you'll fail.
Yeah, just do only the bad ones.
Right. And I'll see who I can get on our side.
So he goes back down and he's like, okay, God's not going to kill all of y'all. Yay! And he's like, unfortunately, all you bad guys over there, you got to die.
Right.
And so the ones that are like still following Moses are like, okay. And so they go kill them.
Right.
Their own loved ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right then and there.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
It was very awful. And then there was like a melting down of the calf and turning it into dust and making them drink it. And
Right.
he's like, you need to, you know.
And Aaron got basically a slap on the wrist for doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Because he's like a major part of the next bit, you know?
Yeah, he is. He's made into the first priest. Like
Right.
It not in this book of the Bible, but in the next
Right, but
one.
I just never understood. Like, he's leading the charge on
know.
this thing, and he doesn't hardly get anything.
I know. Just a slap on the
okay.
wrist. Yep. And so then they start trying to put their lives back together again.
Yeah.
And they start building the tabernacle.
Fuck that portion.
Yeah. So that's the end of Exodus. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So
did you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break and come back,
Okay.
and what are we hitting when we get back?
Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
All right. We'll be back in a few.
Yep.
Hey, wife.
Hey, husband.
We're back, and
We are
this
back.
is taking longer than we had anticipated. So I think we're going to cut this one a little bit short, and we're going to stop it here, and then we'll make this a two-parter, and we'll come back tomorrow.
Okay.
How does that sound?
What I'm hearing is that I did too good a job.
You did too good of a job. Yeah,
And I am happy with that analysis.
definitely. All right, so we're going to end this one today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
For the next three books.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Husband.
Wife.
So, if you joined us yesterday, you'll know that our episode ran a little lengthy. Long.
And our intro ran a little lengthy.
Hey, fuck off. So, yeah, I forgot yesterday that I was doing an intro. So today I was like, okay, just an intro.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so we are doing our Pentateuch recap,
Yeah.
wrap up. And yesterday we covered Genesis and Exodus, which are the two lengthier books of the Pentateuch.
Yep.
And so today we're doing Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy.
Sounds like a blast. Let's do this.
Okay. Okay, so continuing on with the third book of the Pentateuch.
Yeah.
Okay, Leviticus.
All right.
Which is also referred to as the Book of Worship and Communion.
Got it. And if I recall correctly, this is the one where they build a lot of shit too, like
yes.
the Ark of the Covenant and the tabernacle and all that shit.
Yeah, and they cover laws and regulations, rituals, practices, offerings, sacrifices, priestly duties, all kinds of bullshit.
Right.
I mean, it is dull as fuck.
It really was.
Yeah.
Like, there were some decent parts that we could make fun of good, but then it was so dull.
We had to try.
We had to really try.
Yeah, we dug deep.
Yeah.
We made it through the dark night of the soul.
Yeah.
And the stakes were raised.
Yeah, that was a rough chapter, or a rough book of the Bible.
Yeah. So, as you'll recall, Aaron was made the first priest guy, the first head priest.
Yep.
And almost immediately, 2 of his sons got killed.
Because wrong fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wrong fire. And that was to show the people how serious it was, even if you were like one of the top dogs, that you were not going to be like treated any more special. Spoiler alert, it didn't take. Right. No. No, I mean, nepotism is still a real thing here, but supposedly they were trying to show that there was no special treatment, and that you have to take God's rules absolutely seriously.
Right.
And some of those rules were like rules for cleanliness, and those went on forever.
Oh my God, that was awful.
Yeah, what kind of foods you can eat, and
the color and shape and size of your boils that you have on your skin.
Yes, and your nightly emissions, and if you're on your period, and how long after you have a baby are you clean, and it depends if it's a boy or a girl, and it was just all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, I think they skip a lot of that in church. Yeah,
I could see why, but you know, they really just
honestly, I think they gloss over the entire Old Testament more or less. So they kind of cherry pick here and there.
Well, I noticed that on Twitter, a lot of people are like, "It's not like that in the New Testament," and I'm like, right, but it's just that you guys always say the Bible,
right,
which includes the Old Testament,
and it's the same God.
Yeah, it's
so.
And you keep telling me that God doesn't change and he's infallible.
Right.
And yet you've got this whole other portion of the book that you guys completely dis-a-fucking-vow.
Yeah.
So,
until you don't.
Right.
Because they'll claim stuff from it too.
Right. It's, like you said, cherry picking and just bullshit.
It really is.
So anyway, getting back to it. The book of Leviticus covers the Day of Atonement, which is like once a year. They do just a massive sacrificey thing that's like just meant to like cover everything, like just in case we missed.
Isn't that where they send the goat out into the wilderness of Zen?
Azazel and the scapegoat is my next point on the list. Very good. Yeah. And do you remember what that was about?
Only vaguely.
They bring 2 goats for sacrifice, and they let one go.
Right.
And that one is supposed to take all of their sins and crimes and shit. And he's supposed to run off to Azazel. And
what the fuck was Azazel?
Never clarified particularly. They weren't sure if it was a land or a person or a deity. But
it could be a deity. Because, I mean, they do say that they believe in other gods, just not worshiping other gods.
Most scholars treat it either as a demon or as a something of the devil kind of thing. Sure. Which, I mean, whatever. Right. It's all bullshit, so who cares?
When you say scholar and devil in the same thing, it's, you're already walking down a fine line there.
By scholar, I am almost 99%, like almost 100% referring to people who study the time period.
No, I know.
And like, I'm talking about educated people, not like just Bible thumpers.
Right. No,
Okay?
I got you.
Yeah, I'm talking about like academics.
I understand.
Okay. Well, it occurred to me that I might not have made that clear when I refer to scholars.
Right.
And I just want everybody else to know
Got it.
I'm not just talking about dum-dums.
Right.
So that's just my like generic word, scholars.
Sure.
So moving on, they also have the holiness code, punishment for worshiping Molech or using magicians or mediums.
Right.
And they set up their calendar.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it for the book of Leviticus.
I remember being glad we were done with Leviticus.
I also remember that. It
But-
was boring AF.
When we moved on,
It got even boringer.
I mean, initially, yeah.
Yeah. The book of Numbers was like, it was as bad.
Yeah.
As
like, just counting
Leviticus.
shit. And
Yeah.
then, like, I mean, there were some decent parts to it, but, like, the rebellion of Korah and stuff like that. And,
Well, I didn't include that in my notes, so
Oh.
good for you.
well, I'm just saying.
So the book of Numbers is also referred to as the book of pilgrims.
Okay.
Because they're getting ready, they're gearing up. They do 2 censuses in that thing.
Right.
To
One
do their
later because
traveling.
they'd killed everybody.
Right. So
God.
they're like,
no,
do
not,
over.
I shouldn't say they. God had killed everybody.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
Exactly. So they journey from Mount Sinai to the plains of Moab on the border of Canaan.
Right.
Right? So they get there, and then 15,000 complainers are smote.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because they were like complainy pantses.
Yeah, no, it was bullshit.
And they sent spies into Canaan because they didn't have faith.
Yeah, and then only 2 of them said that they should attack, and the rest of them spread the rumors of the
But giants, though.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other 2 were like, but God got this, and also land of milk and honey.
Right.
But the scaredy pantses refused to take on Canaan,
Mm-hmm.
so they were condemned to wander the desert. And God was like, fuck all of you, peace out. See me again in 40 years.
Right. I mean, he's God. He could have let those 2 tribes in.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
they were on the right side.
Yeah.
And, like, not punish them because they were doing the right thing.
Exactly. But
And he's God. He could have just let
he
them
could
in.
have, yeah, but he didn't let them in.
Bullshit.
Only their children got to
Just
see
saying.
it. Yeah. Yeah. It is a bunch of bullshit.
Crap.
So that's pretty much it for Numbers. And, if I'm leaving stuff out, I'm just trying to hit the high points.
We're leaving stuff out for sure.
Okay.
I mean, there was was it in that chapter or was it in Deuteronomy where the talking ass happened?
See, I left that completely out.
Right.
Because,
But I mean, there's some definitely
Yeah.
some highlights through here that were fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, the general overarching idea of things we're hitting here and kind of just giving
Right.
a brief synopsis. So
I think that would probably have been in Numbers because
that's
it's
what it
when
seemed
they
like, 'cause
were
they went to Moab there, so it seems like that was
Right.
the time frame.
right, and they were
Maybe.
like traveling from Egypt to Canaan the first time.
Right.
So
I could be
pretty
wrong,
sure,
but yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was Numbers.
Okay.
So in Deuteronomy, these are the words of Moses, is what this book is.
Yeah.
And Moses recounts the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And he reminds the Israelites to adhere strictly to God's commands.
So much he does that.
Yes. And he gives blessings and curses on those mountains.
Yes, he does. And those curses that God tells him to give are some fucked up shit.
They are some fucked up shit. Go back and listen to that
Right?
episode.
Yeah.
There's the Song of Moses.
That was don't listen. Don't go back and listen to that episode.
Skipping that.
Yeah.
Then there was the blessing of Moses.
Yeah, where he blessed the tribes and stuff.
Yeah, that
and
was.
Dan got the short stick.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're alive. Moving on. Leadership passed to Joshua at that point, and then Moses died and was buried by God either on a mountain or a valley.
Right.
And you and I
In
couldn't
our
agree.
reading, it said valley.
In that line,
I know. And in our reading, I said it.
but in other parts of our reading, it said valley. It said mountain.
Right there, it said valley. That's
But
all.
you can't say in our
I'm
reading.
picking on you for crying out loud.
Well, stop.
No.
Stop. So that's the entire book of Deuteronomy.
So, like, we're done.
We're done with
the Pentateuch.
yeah, the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible.
Okay. And I guess now we're going to be... Well, wait, what are we doing tomorrow?
Okay, so this is Wednesday, and tomorrow...
No, it's not Wednesday.
It's not?
No, it's Thursday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So we're recording these in advance, and I clearly don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Sorry. So, the next day... Oh, that's our special.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Do we want to say what that is?
Well, no, we don't.
It's a special.
Yeah, there's a special.
It's a special bonus.
Special, and it's going to be a one-time only for some of you.
For some of you.
But it could be an all-the-time for all of you if you wanted.
If you wanted.
Okay. We'll just leave it right there.
I'm going to put that on the table and walk away.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. Husband.
Wife.
This is an intro. It is only an intro. Do not adjust your sets.
Yeah, you've been struggling with that recently.
I have, but not only is this an intro, it's an intro of an intro.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what we are going to be talking about today is the next section of the Bible following the Pentateuch.
Got it.
The first 5
And that would be
books.
Joshua, correct?
It starts with Joshua. Yes, that is the next book.
Right.
But there is a natural break. There's another section following those first 5 books.
Okay.
And I will get into that here shortly.
All right.
Okay, so today what we are going to discuss is something that is difficult to pronounce.
Okay.
Or spell.
Yeah, I already gathered that.
Yeah, it's called Deuteronomistic history.
That sounds like a mouthful.
It is quite the mouthful. And what it entails is the continuation of the story from Deuteronomy.
Okay.
Which is why, we're about to start Joshua.
Yeah.
And Joshua picks up where Moses left off.
Right.
But we said in the last episode, I think, that some people propose including the book of Joshua in the Pentateuch and call it a Septateuch.
Right. Yeah.
But instead of including that back, they include it in the next section going forward.
Okay.
And so the Deuteronomic Doom buggy. Okay. Deuteronomistic history.
Yeah.
Includes the book of Joshua, the book of Judges, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 King, and 2 King. And you'll notice that I left Ruth out.
Yeah, no, that's...
Ruth is its own little thing that's stuck in there. And I will probably do a separate episode to find out why.
Right, yeah, that's really weird.
But it's not mentioned as part of the Deuteronomistic history.
Huh.
Now, let's keep in mind that all of these books were written and rewritten and redacted and put together. So to even say who wrote what when is very, very...
No, I mean, there's so many different versions and
so
there's no way.
So somebody stuck Ruth in there.
Sure.
And like I said, I'll do some research into that, and that'll be a later kind of thing.
Right.
When we get to Ruth.
Definitely.
Which, follows Judges, which follows Joshua.
Right.
So we will get there.
Okay.
But I just thought it was cool that, this whole time we've been trying to get through the first 5 books and then celebrate that.
Right.
And then we've got the whole rest of the Old Testament, which is like 1 billion books.
Right.
And
yeah, no, like when I have to say, like when I went to go find out, because we started this without really planning anything ahead of time, and like we had no idea what we were jumping into.
Right.
And at one point, like maybe I don't know, it's probably been less than a year ago, I looked up how many chapters were in the Bible, and it was like 1,000
books.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh no, how many chapters?
No, how many chapters?
You're
it was
right.
1,089. And I was like, oh shit, this is going to take us forever.
Yeah.
So that's when we kind of changed, like we started changing formats, or talking about changing formats at that point.
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah.
And there was also a
lot
point.
Of books.
There was also a point at which you thought that the Pentateuch was the Old Testament.
Well, Like,
I know.
literally don't have any religious upbringing.
I know,
Like,
same.
I've been to church a total of maybe 20 times in my life.
Right.
Like, that's being generous, probably.
Probably.
So.
No, I hear you. I'm saying that. I'm not saying that to make fun of you. I'm saying that when you come to this book with zero knowledge, you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And when you've only heard this word and that word thrown about, you don't know how to apply it.
Right.
So, yeah, we're coming at this, and I wanted to find another natural break after the first 5. And so reading it as the Deuteronomistic history allows us to do that.
Okay.
So I'm very excited that
there's a break.
That there's a natural break. And I'm hoping that we find more groupings like that as we go.
Sure.
That's what I'm going to be looking for going forward so that we can celebrate milestones along the way.
Right.
So, who wrote Joshua is kind of the question, right?
Sure.
So almost all scholars agree that the book of Joshua holds little historical value, meaning that shit probably didn't happen. And if it did, it didn't happen when you say it happened.
Right.
For early Israel, and it most likely reflects a much later period.
Huh.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So when we're like, when did it, to talk about who wrote it, you have to talk about when was it written.
Right.
So, they're like, not anybody you know.
Right.
There's now general agreement that it was composed as part of a larger work, the Deuteronomistic history.
Okay.
So that's why all of these separate books are included in this.
Okay. All right.
And it stretches from the book of Deuteronomy to the book of Kings, which is what I said.
Right.
To the books of Kings. Sorry, books.
Okay.
Because there's 2 kings, first king and second king. Unlike Trump, who said King 1 and King 2.
Now, I have a quick question. Does this have anything to do with the different types of writers that wrote the Bible? Like there's the genres of writers that whatever,
Yes, like the Deuteronomist.
Yeah.
That we refer to as the one who wrote. Sure. And that is not, when we say one, we mean a group of people, a group of priests.
But a style that stands out in the Bible, basically.
Yes. So this is basically a continuation of Deuteronomy.
Okay.
So that's why it's referred to as the Deuteronomistic history, because it's still these same kind of priests.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right.
Sense. I'm assuming maybe Ruth doesn't meet that threshold or something.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why it was stuck there. I would think that it would be stuck after.
Well, maybe it was stuck because maybe it has something to do with the story, but it's not written by the same people.
Right, exactly.
So who knows?
That is very likely what it is.
Or maybe, it just got stuck there.
There's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing until
that could be just as likely,
There's no way of knowing until we get there, and even then we might not know.
Right.
So, because I know that there is a novel called The Book of Ruth, and it was like an Oprah book club kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was, I think it was a tongue-in-cheek title. I don't think it was like based on the Book of Ruth from the Bible. I said roof.
You did.
I am so having problems speaking. Blah, 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 blah. So, I don't even know what the Book of Ruth is about.
I don't either.
We'll get there in a bit.
Right. Yeah.
So, lots of scholars now believe that it was composed first at the court of King Josiah, which is one of the books that we will eventually get to.
Okay.
In the late 7th century BCE.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then it was extensively revised in the 6th century BCE.
Huh. And just to be clear, I think Moses' happenings were happening like 2000 BCE or something like that, like 1500 to 2000 BCE.
I honestly don't remember.
I could be wrong. Like that's a very big generalization, but I know. Well, if they're talking about the Bronze Age, then they're talking about even further back than that. So,
right. Which
there is a lot of Bronze Age stuff happening. So I don't know. It's obviously there's no dates written down for this shit. So
right. So that's the question. When was all this shit written?
Right.
And what parts of it were written together, and
even what are they referring to? Like what time periods are they referring to?
Exactly.
Regardless of when it was written.
Yeah, exactly. So the term Deuteronomistic history was coined in 1943.
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
In the grand scheme of things.
Right, by a biblical a German biblical scholar to explain the origin and purpose of Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings.
Okay.
So, I thought that was interesting that, we're using this break, and it was only, in the last century.
Right.
Yeah. A thing that came to be.
Yeah.
He argued that these books were the work of a single 6th century BCE author / compiler seeking to explain recent events, the fall of Jerusalem and the Babylonian exile.
I see.
Using the theology and language of the book of Deuteronomy.
Huh. Okay.
So, I don't know much about that time period. I don't know about the fall of Jerusalem.
So is he saying, like, that Deuteronomy was written by somebody different, but this one took that and then expanded on it?
That's what it sounds like to me. I'm honestly not sure.
Okay.
I don't know enough about this stuff. Like, I'm not a scholar or an academic.
Yeah. No, I didn't know if you had come across that or not.
No, so. I didn't, and there was so much, and this actually is something I meant to say at the beginning. I wanted to talk about this section of the Bible without getting too far ahead of our reading, because I don't want to say like spoiler alert or anything like that, because how spoilery can a several thousand-year-old book be?
Sure, but I mean, we don't know a lot of this stuff. So.
I don't know what's going to happen in the book of Joshua,
right?
And so I don't really want to talk about too much stuff that
is going to happen
that we're not at yet,
right? Because
it'll be out of context.
Sure.
And so I was really hindered in my research of finding out what is the next section, who wrote it, and when, versus, but don't tell me too much.
Well, I mean, I think that's we're trying to get a little bit of information to move forward and learn more about the Bible than we did before, because we really didn't know much of anything. I think that is what our goal has been. I mean, there's different people listening to us for different reasons.
Sure.
But, I'm happy to learn a little bit and move along, and then maybe revisit what we touch on later down the road. We might do special episodes going back and researching some of this stuff after we're done, because there's so much interesting crap.
I mean, I didn't really fully appreciate everything that had happened in the first 5 books of the Bible until I did that recap of the first 5 books of the Bible.
Right.
And I didn't even realize until I think it was the 4th book that the people had reached Canaan twice.
Right.
Like that. It's not that it wasn't stated. It's just that this is so outside of my normal reading that it didn't sink in.
Right.
So,
and I should qualify when I say interesting, I mean, this is a relevant book still today to people that are around us, and it is much of our history. Like this is huge for all of history that I am a part of right now.
The book is huge, not the things in it. The fact that so many people flock to this thing.
Right. But that's what makes the intricacies, I think, a little bit more interesting, because it's neat to find out where they come from, what inspired this crap, like
what inspired this crap. That's like our whole podcast in a nutshell. What inspired this crap? I mean, right?
I mean, basically, yeah, like it is basically crap.
So to move on, the author used his sources with a heavy hand, depicting Joshua as a grand, divinely guided conquest.
Okay.
Judges as a cycle of rebellion and salvation, and the story of the kings as recurring disaster due to disobedience of God.
Oh, man. No way. They disobey God again?
But we did know that was coming, so that's not a spoiler. Because, God specifically gave that spoiler alert himself.
Yeah.
So, that's what we have to look forward to, though. Joshua apparently is going to be epic, and then when we get into Judges, there's going to be lots of fun stuff where they're bad. They're so bad. I'm kind of looking forward to that, honestly.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It's now widely believed that the history was in fact first written in the late 7th century BCE as a contribution to King Josiah's program of reform. and only later revised and updated by a 6th century author.
Oh, so it was later revised and updated.
Yeah.
I see.
Yep. And I made this note, and I didn't look into it because I don't want to know where it falls yet.
Okay.
But there is a mountain that we're going to come across called Gibeath Haraloth, which translates to Hill of Foreskins. And
Of course.
yeah, I
Hill of Foreskin. Really?
there's a reason. I don't want to get into it yet because we're going to come across it, but I couldn't not take that note.
That's so absurd.
That is so absurd. Yes.
I mean, I could say that about so many things that we've read so
Yes.
far, but that is definitely absurd.
Well, that is my final note on today's topic.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought it was a good place to end. A hill of foreskins. Where do you go from there?
No idea. Yeah. So yeah, that's our introduction to the Deuteronomistic history.
That's it.
Wow, I got it. Okay.
You got it.
And then tomorrow we're gonna have a special episode.
We are
Special episode.
so special.
So yeah, tune in for that tomorrow, and it's gonna come with kind of a new announcement for things too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and we will see you guys then.
Bye.
Or well, you'll hear from us then.
Well,
I say see all the time.
I mean, I think it's fine. It's fine.
All right,
See ya. See
whatever.
you later.
Bye.
Bye. Husband,
Wife.
what are we doing today?
So today is a special episode where we're gonna have a basically we've decided that maybe like twice a month we're gonna have a special episode that's gonna be Patreon only, except for today.
What's today?
Everybody gets to listen to the episode.
Oh my gosh.
And generally, we're going to do this over something that's relevant in the news, and it can pertain to what we're doing here or not. You know, it's just kind of us being us and talking about a subject that we care about that day.
Sure.
But going forward after this episode, these will only be available to our Patreon subscribers. So make sure that after you finish listening to this, you go over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and go ahead and subscribe as one of our Patreon as low as $2.
Woohoo.
All right. So what are we doing today, wife?
Well, husband, we are going to talk about banned books,
Ooh.
of which the Bible is one.
Nice.
So that's the tie-in.
Yeah, there's the tie-in.
That is happening in America right now, and it is trash, I tell you. But before we jump into that and before we go on our break, I do think that it needs to be said that we had started in on all of this before Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah.
And
That's obviously the big news of now.
right. And we don't want it to go unsaid. You know, we are aware of what's happening. We stand with Ukraine.
Definitely.
And we're just so sorry for what's happening over there.
Yeah, our hearts go out to the people in Ukraine right now. It's just the whole thing is just awful.
It's a tragedy and horrendous. So we just didn't want to jump in without having said that.
Right. I think that's appropriate. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get on into the main section here, huh?
Okie dokie.
All right.
Okay, let's get this show on the road.
Let's.
So, banned books.
Banned books.
Have you ever read a banned book?
I'm sure I have.
But not like on purpose, not like, this is a banned book, I'm going to read it.
Right. No.
Wow. I have read a banned book.
Oh, I
on
know.
purpose.
You live for banned book at the library and all that other stuff. So
I live for book. I live for
book. Yeah.
library.
Yeah, you are book.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why this was so particularly exciting to me as a first time outing.
Yeah, I'm
this.
gonna be like just a third wheel today. I'm here in spirit, but
That sounded like I'm having an affair.
it's me, you, and our listeners.
It's true.
So
it's true.
This is just kind of between you and them. That's all.
It's true.
Yeah.
So first I thought I'd give a few definitions and talk about like what banned books are.
Okay.
So banned books are books or other printed works such as essays or plays which are prohibited by law, or to which free access is not permitted by other means, the practice of which is, period the end, a form of censorship.
Oh, yeah?
It's censorship.
Okay.
We censor those censored books.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, that's said by law, but like censored books and banned books oftentimes are banned by a school or by a library that specifically. It's not necessarily by law. Sometimes it's kept out of an area because of people. Right.
That gets into the difference between challenge and ban.
Oh.
And banned books is the blanket statement that we use.
Okay.
All right. So a challenge, which is less weighty than a ban, a challenge is an attempt to remove or restrict materials. And that's what we often see. And we use the word banned, but it's actually just they're trying to have it removed. And those are based upon objections of a person or group that we'll get into. I imagine that you can imagine what a lot of those objections might be.
Well, I mean, it's in the news right now. If you're watching the news at all, you're noticing probably a lot of stuff about banned books right now because it is banned book time. So,
what I would recommend, if you haven't already, is to watch a clip on YouTube of what's his name? Trevor
LeVar
Noah.
Burton.
No, Trevor Noah did a bit on banned books, and at the end of which LeVar Burton comes in and does a thing on,
which is great.
It was the whole thing was fantastic. LeVar Burton in particular, it's well worth the watch.
Yeah, and if you don't know what LeVar Burton has to do with books, then
sorry at ya. So if a challenge is an attempt to remove or restrict materials, a ban is the actual removal of those materials.
Got it.
And in many territories, the distribution, promotion, or certain translations of the Bible have been historically prohibited or impeded.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does make sense. I have mixed feelings on it because on the one hand, I do not like the pushing of religion onto other people.
Right.
And, I don't believe that prayer belongs in school.
Definitely not.
And I hate that, at the last several high school graduations that I've been to, they do a prayer. I don't feel that's appropriate.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So,
but should you not have access to information?
Right. And the answer to that is no, even though it pains me.
Right.
It's the writer and reader in me is at war with the atheist in me and the get thee behind me devil,
Right.
So I go back and forth on that. But no, of course, all written works should be made available.
Sure. I totally agree. I think it goes to kind of like, I mean, we don't censor in this house really at all.
No, we really don't.
Speech or otherwise,
No.
We actually encourage, finding out things and reading whatever, you're interested in. So that's always been our take, with instruction, we're parents still.
Sure.
But
we have some really great discussions and I learned from our kid.
Right.
Because, just for an example, you and I had an impression of what furries were. And, there's a dirty connotation that comes with it that we were aware of.
Right.
But our kid is moving in a different part of the internet than we are.
Right.
And that part of the internet is more harmless, and it has more to do with the inclusivity of everyone and the LGBTQ portion of that as well. And we had to have a discussion about that because I was like, oh God, furries, no.
Right.
And my kid, teenager is like, excuse you, you are not aware.
Yeah.
And so the learning goes both ways,
Definitely.
which is why we don't censor.
Definitely. We learn just as much from our kid as they do from us at this point, I think. So
yeah.
It's great.
Exactly. So, I don't know if you are aware. I, of course, am aware. There is a Banned Books Week.
Well, I only know that because, we've been in the library and there's signs up that say Banned Book Week.
Right.
So,
Well, it takes place every September.
Okay.
And this year's is September 18th through the 24th.
So mark it on your calendars right now.
Mark it on your motherfucking calendar. And libraries go to great lengths to make regularly challenged and banned books available.
Yeah.
And to push them.
Sure.
So that, people are aware of the dangers of these books being removed.
Right, because oftentimes they are some of the most important books that are out there.
Right. I mean, we've got things like that you would expect, like 50 Shades of Grey, for example, sexually inappropriate, right?
Right.
And, I'm not a fan, but whatever,
Right.
People read, they read, whatever.
Yep.
But then you've also, on the other hand, got classics like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Right.
Which are historically important in our country.
Yeah.
And those two don't even belong in the same fucking category, but they're both on the same list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bans come from both sides, the right and the left.
Yep.
Because and again, I have a really hard time with this because the writer and reader in me rails against both the atheist and the liberal in me. Because there are books that, for example, Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, that have the N-word in it.
Sure.
Highly inappropriate. I do not condone that language. However, having said that, these books are important for teaching the writing style of local color language. Not when I say local color, I'm referring to patois and a stylistic way of writing dialogue.
Sure.
And these books are fantastic at it because Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, was able to capture that in the moment.
Yeah, and it was a different era completely. And that doesn't excuse it.
No.
But it
should spark a discussion about why these words are inappropriate.
Sure.
Not to pretend that they don't exist.
Right.
And that's the difference.
Well, and you balance it with, a book that's different than that. That's the beauty of banned books. There's all kinds of ways to go with it. You know, and you can expose people to different things all around. So.
Exactly. So, the left gets on its high horse, and I hate even saying this, but the left gets on its high horse to be so politically correct that they will try to remove anything that is racially offensive. And I'm like, you're doing the right all the favors when you do that.
Right. Because they're the ones trying to censor, and now you're saying, okay, yeah, sure, let's do that.
Exactly. And, I mean, they are now trying to remove some of the same books.
Yeah.
And that idea, oh my God, just makes my brain explode.
I remember the author, but I can't remember the name of the book. But there was it was back when I was going to college. Her name was Wendy Kaminer, and she had written a book about free speech, and it was very, very good.
It was good.
It's definitely worth a read. It really makes you think about your stances on free speech and where you should stand. So, and I think it's a very relevant discussion going into the internet age here, because it's something that's going to continue to be an issue.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the theme of this year's Banned Books Week, they have a different theme every year. And this year, appropriately enough, is Books Unite Us, Censorship Divides Us.
Yeah. And,
I mean, that says it all right there.
Definitely.
If you want to learn more about Banned Books Week, you should go to bannedbooksweek.org.
Okay.
So, and I'm just going to read a little bit about it so that you know what it's about.
Okay.
Banned Books Week is an annual event celebrating the freedom to read. Banned Books Week was launched in 1982, so very recent, really.
I mean,
relatively
in the grand
speaking.
scheme of things, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost 40 years ago.
Well, I know because I'm old.
Maybe over 40 years ago.
Well, I mean, it's because I'm old.
Right.
But I don't think of the 80s as that long ago, so shut your face. It was launched in 1982 in response to a sudden surge in the number of challenges to books to books in schools, bookstores, and libraries.
Couldn't have had anything to do with Reagan, could it?
Reagan and the Satanic Panic is what I am positive that had to do with.
Yeah.
So, typically held during the last week of September, it highlights the value of free and open access to information. Yeah. And I have to tell you, I love the library not only because of obvious reasons, it has books.
Right.
Libraries saved my life. Like, when I was a kid, I found freedom in the library.
Sure.
I was able to go to other places, other worlds, other places where I was not experiencing the trauma that I was experiencing at home.
Right.
So for me, libraries always hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
And to see them, like if you watch the Trevor Noah clip and there are librarians whose lives are now being threatened.
Right.
That is just crushing.
Well, it's the same line of thinking where like some of the school board members are getting threatened, and I mean, there's just this whole threat mentality that's going out right now, and it's a shame. I mean, libraries have been a defender of free speech for as long as we've been alive, and they are one of the most ardent defenders. I think. I mean, they really push free speech and not censoring things. So
I have always held librarians as heroes, because they are the frontline defenders of the First Amendment.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
There are some great books out there about how awesome librarians are.
I'm sure I haven't read them, but I'm sure there are.
I should have probably put together a couple of names, but if you're interested, if you know, you know.
Hit us up on Twitter. I'll get
exactly,
get you a list.
Exactly. So the Banned Books Week thing itself is. Put together by the American Library Association. Okay. And that's the ALA. Mm-hmm. And they are the awesome, overarching, like all libraries answer to them. Right. if you go into a librarianship program in college, you need to make sure that it's ALA approved.
Right.
Or else, it's a garbage program.
Sure.
Basically.
Yep.
They condemn censorship and work to ensure free access to information. Every year, the Office for Intellectual Freedom compiles a list of the top 10 most challenged books in order to inform the public about censorship in libraries and schools. And I happen to have the most recent list, which is from 2020.
And the new list comes out when?
The newer list for 2021 will come out this April.
Okay, all right.
So, I know 2020, it seems like, God, that's old.
Forever ago.
Yeah. And you can imagine what the 2022 one will look like a couple years from now.
Sure, yeah.
But here are the top 10 challenged books of 2020. George by Alex Gino. I'm not familiar with that book, but it was challenged, banned, and restricted for LGBTQIA plus content, conflicting with a religious viewpoint and not reflecting, quote, the values of our community.
That's rough.
So we can guess who came out against that.
Christian right.
Yeah. Number 2 is Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You by Ibram X. Kendi and Jason Reynolds. I do remember this book coming out, and it's on my list of books that I intend to read.
Yeah.
It came out in the aftermath of the George Floyd protests.
Yeah.
When a lot of people were trying to learn about anti-racism.
Right.
And it was banned and challenged because of the author's public statements and because of claims that the book contains, quote, selective storytelling incidents and does not encompass racism against all people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What is this the all people movement or whatever thing?
This is the All Lives Matter.
Oh, yeah. The All Lives Matter.
Yeah, and why don't we have a White History Month and all that stuff.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Number 3 is All American Boys by Jason Reynolds and Brendel Keeley. And it was banned and challenged for profanity.
Oh no.
Drug use and alcohol.
That shit'll get you nowhere. Profanity fucking sucks, man.
I know. Well, I mean, the drug use and alcoholism, and because it was thought to promote anti-police views, contain divisive topics, and be, quote, too much of a sensitive matter right now. Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to read any of those sensitive matters, you know?
I imagine that somebody in that book must have said something like, fuck the police.
Sure, right.
I mean, right?
But, yeah.
So,
but, I mean, given the climate that we're in, that's not totally,
yeah,
inappropriate sometimes.
I say fuck the police, so,
I mean, sometimes it's appropriate,
like, I was never so excited as when...
they're just people. They shit, too.
I was never so excited as when I was explaining the hashtag ACAB to my child, and my child was like, Mom, I already have that on my Twitter profile. And I was like, Jesus Christ, my teenager's awesome. ACAB is all cops are bastards, FYI.
Sure. Which is obviously not 100% true.
No, but...
I'm just stating that out loud.
Okay, well, as long as we're getting into that... If you are a police officer, you should be aware that you are part of an organization that is rife with racism and
100%.
shit. And if you're not standing up, I don't care how hard it is, and that, it's your friends and your coworkers and blah, blah, blah.
Agree.
You are part of the fucking problem.
I completely agree.
And if you're not saying shit, then all cops are bastards.
Right.
Applies to you,
right.
My good sir or ma'am. So number 4 is a book that is near and dear to my heart. I read it several years ago, and then my teenager read it, and we had a really deep, heartfelt discussion about it. It's called Speak by Lori House Anderson, and it is about a girl who is raped in high school, or even middle school, maybe. I can't remember now. And has a hard time being able to tell somebody about it, and kind of goes into herself.
Right.
And it's about finding the ability, the strength, the bravery to talk to somebody about it, and to be made aware that it wasn't her fault, that she's right. Something bad did happen to her.
Right, right.
And so that book, of course, was banned, challenged, and restricted because it was thought to contain a political viewpoint.
Oh, my God.
It was claimed to be biased against male students, and
Wow.
it included rape and profanity.
Wow.
And I'm like, yes, it did. And as much as we might like to wish that rape and profanity don't occur,
right.
The fact of the matter is they motherfucking do.
Right.
And so we should deal with that accordingly.
Yep.
Number 5 is The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie, banned and challenged for profanity, sexual references, and allegations of sexual misconduct on the part of the author.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not familiar with that book, but
Sure, it's not a good reason.
I would read it. Number 6, Something Happened in Our Town, a child's story about racial injustice by Marianne Solano, Marietta Collins, and Ann Hazard, and it's illustrated by Jennifer Zivoyne. It was challenged for divisive language and because it was thought to promote anti-police views. I'm seeing a theme here.
Right, yeah.
So number 7 is both shocking and also not shocking.
Right.
Because it has been challenged and banned forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
But to think that it's still in the top 10 list for 2020,
Yep.
To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
Wow.
Banned and challenged for racial slurs and their negative effect on students, featuring a white savior character and its perception of the black experience. So let me just say a little bit about that. And I know we're going a little long here, so I'll try to talk fast.
Okay.
I don't really see that it has a white savior character. This is a book that is being challenged by the left.
Okay.
But the white savior character fails in his efforts.
Right.
And the black guy who was falsely accused still dies.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure how that applies. And anyway, the story is really not about the white savior or the black guy who was falsely accused. It's about the child viewing this through her own eyes.
Right.
And she has some, racism of the time shit going on in herself too.
Right.
So I also don't understand how we're saying it's a perception of the black experience when It wasn't. It was about a white child viewing this and opining on it.
Right.
So, but that's just my take. You're free to disagree.
Sure.
But you're wrong. Just kidding. Number 8, Of Mice and Men. Another one that I can't believe it's still in the top 10 in 2020.
Yep.
By John Steinbeck. It was banned and challenged for racial slurs and racist stereotypes and their negative effects on students. I actually hated that book, but I wouldn't want it banned.
Right.
And I don't hate it for the reasons that it was banned.
Right.
9, The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Banned and challenged because it was considered sexually explicit and depicts child sexual abuse. And I haven't read it, so I can't comment on it.
But I know she's an important author, too.
Yeah.
So, that's, I'm sure, overstating the case.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, okay, so maybe it doesn't belong in a 3rd grade library.
Right,
but don't take it out of high school, though.
Right.
Jesus. And number 10 is The Hate You Give, another book that's on my TBR, to be read list, by Angie Thomas. Challenged for profanity and because it was thought to promote bump, 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 an anti-police message.
Wow, that was 3 in that whole...
Yeah.
There was 3 of them in that list.
Something must have been happening during that time period. Yeah. So... I'm about to wrap up here, but I just wanted to mention that there was a list on the website, on ALA's website, for frequently challenged books that are just the most challenged ever. These are always challenged.
Yeah.
And there was one that was frequently challenged kids books and frequently challenged young adult books.
Okay.
And I thought that I would go through and just list the ones that I was familiar with or even had read.
List, right?
Yeah, I would think
Totally.
so. This list was 2.5 pages long, so I cannot get into it here. But the usual suspects are on this list, like Judy Blume, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which was about a girl who was trying to find her place in religion in her family and neighborhood, and who also started her period.
Got it.
So, there's all that. And there's several other by Judy Blume.
Sure.
There's some Dr. Seuss books, the Hunger Games trilogy, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Ender's Game.
Neil Gaiman's on there.
Neil Gaiman is on there. Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. I'm just all of John Green's books. He's the one that wrote The Fault in Our Stars.
Probably just
all of his books.
Probably just because he's liberal.
That and probably because they depict teenagers
Got it.
going through teenagery things.
Right.
There's a suicide in one. There's another that has teenagers with deathly illness.
Got it. Yeah.
Again, teenagers doing teenager.
Wouldn't want to make people think.
Right? Exactly. This one, I have no idea. Where's Waldo is on the list.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why.
That's really dumb.
I have no fucking idea.
I don't know either.
Crank, which is a book about a teenager who gets on drugs, and it describes the experience. And,
right.
In hopes of telling kids, don't get on drugs.
Yeah.
So you would think we'd all be on board with that. Brave New World, Flowers for Algernon. Stephen King is on this fucking list, babe.
You could go on for the next
Stephen
20 minutes.
King.
Stephen King, yes.
Carrie and Christine are both on this list.
Crazy.
Okay, I'm going to stop now because I'm just... I could just keep going and going and going.
Right.
So I just got through the K's.
Yeah.
And that was not even listing all of the books, A
Right.
through K.
Right.
Okay. But anyway, read a banned book. Read a banned book all the time. Always have a banned book with you.
Definitely.
And definitely celebrate Banned Books Week this September.
Yeah. Do it.
All right. Husband.
Wife.
What the fuck is this?
This is Monday, but we're doing a special episode where we're actually rebroadcasting our 50th episode that we did, where we had a getting to know husband and wife type episode because we've got a lot of new listeners.
We do.
We've got a ton new listeners, and anybody that's picked up as they were coming through here, they've maybe missed that episode. So.
That's fair.
And we're doing a week of special episodes, so I figured why not?
It was a good place to stick it.
It's a good place to stick this one.
Yeah.
Gives us a day off, kind of, other than this. And then, people can skip it if they've already heard it. So Gives them a day off too, maybe.
It's true. This is how much we love you.
Yeah, we're giving you a day off. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, if you haven't heard the episode before, stick around. And if you have heard it before, you can stick around too if you want, but you don't have to.
But you should talk to us on Twitter and let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember why we're doing this particular episode?
Yeah, actually, I do.
What is it?
Well, this is our 50th episode.
It is.
And we kind of started our podcast like out of the blue. Mm-hmm. And we never really, other than like our 30-second or 1 minute, whatever the hell long it is, intro that we did, we never really explained why we're doing this, what we're doing, etc.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing today.
It is?
I mean, that's my understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You are right. You are correct and good. So, why do we want to podcast at all? Like,
well, I think that's a selfish reason.
Yeah? What's your reason?
Well, we love talking about things.
We do. That's my reason. I just enjoy bouncing stuff off of you. Yeah, it's so fun.
We actually did another podcast at one point it's no longer available to anybody out there, but we did something, it was called Side Hustle Kerfuffle.
Yeah. And it was about
driving DoorDash and Uber. And we did it was really nice back and forth. So we enjoyed that a lot, and we just wanted to do something else. And one of the things that we end up talking about a lot just in our own time is religion and philosophy. How it affects people and philosophy, and just, we live in a very religiously oriented town. Yeah. And it's very it affects our lives very much here. So.
It really does. I mean, there's how many churches where we live?
I mean, right outside my door there's one. And
it's true.
And then there's probably at least 6 or 7 more in this town, and that's just in the town.
In the town,
and if you count the outlying churches, there's probably another 5 or 7, maybe 25. I don't know.
Right.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, and we only have one stoplight.
We used to live in a neighboring town that was even smaller than this by 5 times, and like there's only like 5,000 people in this town. There was like 1,000 people in this other town, and there was literally 1, 2, 3. There's 4 churches in that town. Yeah. At least. Yeah. So, yeah, we live in Bible country.
We really do.
So, and we're not big on the Bible. Clearly.
Did you grow up going to church?
I grew up with parents who wanted me to make my own choices. So what that meant was my dad was religious as a child, but grew out of it and became what I would call a philosophizing atheist.
See, I would just call that an agnostic, because he has specifically said that I'm atheist, but I don't want to think I know it all. So I'm agnostic because I acknowledge that there could be stuff I don't know, but I don't believe in it and I haven't seen it, so I'm atheist. So I would just call him mostly a spiritual agnostic.
Really smart, studied all kinds of philosophy, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
My mom, on the other hand, she is somewhat religious now. I wouldn't call her a fanatic.
She recently started going to church and saying she'll pray for us, and that's been a really
hard thing to swallow.
Yeah, that's been really weird, honestly.
But when I was growing up, she wanted us to be exposed to church, but didn't push it or anything. So like I ended up going to a Quaker church for a while, actually.
Did you like that? That sounds so cool to me.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
It's my understanding that Quaker churches are more like community driven than self.
I gotta say, I wasn't there long enough to like really get a full grasp of it, but I do know that they do a lot of community service, and of the religions that were out there, that was the one I could stomach the most, just because of what they represented outside of their church.
Got it.
Now, doesn't mean I agreed with anything they taught, but still, their social activism was very
appealing.
It was very much a part of who they were. So
right.
that was neat. And here's one more tidbit about myself. I was in Scouts as a kid, and you had to have a religious affiliation to be in Scouts.
That just blows my mind, honestly. Like, I know that is true, but to think of that in today's time as having been a thing,
right?
That's crazy to me.
So when they asked me what church I went to, I told them I was a Quaker.
Because you didn't have anything else to... You were like, oh God, I got to pick something real quick.
Right, yeah. Well, and to fit in out in this area where I grew up, and I grew up in the same town that we're in now, and to fit in out here, it was... Being religious was a very, very much a part of life out here. So I did go to church with friends occasionally to try to fit in and go to church functions occasionally. And I wanted to know what it all meant and why these people were so adamantly, I don't know, in love with this whole thing that is religion, I guess. So
right.
I didn't understand it. And I dated a girl one time and that wanted me to be saved. And I was like, saved from what?
That is so funny because I was in high school and my friends all asked me if I was saved, and I had never heard the term before. So I thought the same thing. What do you mean saved? Saved from what?
Right.
And like they thought that I was smarting off or being funny.
Right.
And they didn't understand. Like, no, I really, literally, legitimately have never heard that term. I don't know what you're asking me.
Yeah, if you don't grow up in the church, which neither one of us did.
No. I grew up, my parents are really religious now, which is just so weird to me because I grew up with, my mom didn't really care one way or the other. And my dad, was super into science. And like, I can remember him, he subscribed to various, science magazines, one of which was Omni, and they don't make that anymore, but Omni will always have my heart because it's one of the most fond memories I have of my childhood is sitting on my dad's leg on his lap and him paging through it and explaining stuff to me. And, his idea of spirituality was like the Force from Star Wars. Like we're all connected and, there's a goodness in all of us and just always be a decent person and have morals.
Right. And I found it easy not growing up in church to have my own morals.
Right.
Like that was never an issue for me.
Right.
Did you ever feel any social pressure in your life growing up or for church?
I was a military brat, so there wasn't a specific religion. Like I didn't grow up in a small town. I grew up on a small base. But because people would come and go, there was no one specific religion that stuck.
Sure.
So I know one of my friends her mom was Greek and she had some kind of Bible, and I don't even remember if it was like the traditional Christian Bible or a different one. But anytime I spent the night at our house, we had to read from it. And she was appalled that I had never read the Bible. So when she was like talking about chapters and verses, like I didn't know how any of it worked. So I just kept reading, hoping she would stop me at the appropriate place. And she didn't. And so she was like, haven't you ever read the Bible? And I was like, oh, no.
Well, that's kind of funny because like when I was in Scouts, they would always do the Lord's Prayer before meals and stuff.
Oh, gosh.
And I had no idea what that was. So like at first when I was in Scouts, like you're a kid, you're trying to get along, you're trying to like
so you're like,
fit in. And I'm like, I was like
Halloween.
Right, yeah. I mean, I know the Lord's Prayer now. I mean, I don't know if I could recite it right at the moment, but it's
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power and the glory and the kingdom.
Yeah, that. Forever and ever. Amen.
Right.
That's
God,
so
that's
funny.
sad.
Between
really
the two
sad.
of us, we know it, and neither of us... It's not something I ever worked on. Did you ever work on it?
No, it was me being in Scouts, and I had to... to fit in,
Yeah.
fit in. That was it.
Yeah.
And like we sat around and sang songs like "Kumbaya, My Lord" and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't care about any of this. I don't
Right.
know. Like it was very stigmatizing. Like it was hard to want to be a part of this group, but then not know this large piece of what this group was in any way whatsoever.
My sister obviously grew up the same way I did, but for some reason, and I have to think it's because her best friend, they went to church every Sunday.
Right.
And so she went with them, and she practically lived at their house. And so she was religious from a very, very early age on her own in a family that wasn't.
Right.
And that was very weird. And we kind of would make fun of her. I feel bad for it now. But she's always been Christian. And so I can remember getting into an argument with her because she wanted me to believe in God with her. And I'm like, I don't know how to just, it must have been how you felt. I don't know how to just 1, 2, 3 go and decide that I believe. Like there's a light switch.
Right.
And yours is on and mine is not. I don't know how to access that light switch where you just suddenly believe or feel something that isn't there.
Well, being raised the way I was taught to be a very analytic thinker and to rationalize things. And how do you you can't rationalize God.
Yeah.
There is no rationalization for it. And then what made me even more of a staunch, I guess I would call myself an atheist, but there's more to it than that.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. But my point was that where was I going?
You guess you would consider yourself an atheist?
Yeah, but I was saying something else before that.
Oh, I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, it's all right. I wasn't going to go into detail about that, so...
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So
that's where
I
we're
totally
at.
forget what I was going to say now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I do that to you.
You do.
I derail your train.
You do. Hey, how about we get on... Or unless, do you want to
No,
go?
I have one more question.
Okay.
And then we'll take a break.
All right. Sounds good.
My next question, and it doesn't fit into any of the other categories, is why I stuck it here at the beginning. So why are we hiding our identity in this podcast?
Yeah. Well, we've covered some of the reasons. And I think the biggest reason really is that, A, we have a kid that's still going to school.
Yeah.
And B, we live in the Bible Belt. We live in Bible country, and we are surrounded by very in-your-face Christianity.
I mean, I think other parts of the country don't understand. Like, I still drive DoorDash, and so I'll drive around, and there are Trump flags, and there are Stop the Steal flags, and there are,
religious freedom flags and stuff.
Yeah.
Which religious freedom sounds great, but it doesn't mean what everybody wants it to mean.
Right, right. So when you see those things, you don't feel safe to, speak who you are, to speak your truth.
Yeah.
So we will remain husband and wife, so to speak.
And more than that, we have some direct family that would be very offended by
That's true
this
too.
as well. So
that's true too.
And
there are others who would use the information against us and could cause trouble.
Right. It's more about keeping our jobs, keeping our family safe, and
not getting our house egged or our cars keyed.
Yeah, so we shall be husband and wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Sure.
Was that the only question you had before we move on to the next section?
Yeah, let's take a break because I have to pee. And
oversharing much?
Whatever.
Okay.
That's what we do, right?
I mean, yeah. So.
All right.
We'll see you guys in a minute.
Bye. Okay, we're back.
All right.
That was a long break.
For us, and for them it wasn't.
No, I know, but our alarm went off, and
we had some
coffee and fed the cat.
That's the wonderful thing about podcasting. You can hit pause on that as long as you want to, and then come on back to it.
Yeah. I just think it's funny.
What are we doing now? You said you're surprising me with a bunch of crap, so.
A bunch of crap? Oh my God. This is what I have to deal with. So we touched on this briefly, but I wanted to ask you to further speak on whether you consider yourself an atheist or an agnostic, and what you feel the difference is between the two.
So I've gone through many different forms of what I am in my life, I would say, and it's been progressively towards atheism. Okay. I went from a person, as I kind of discussed in the first section, someone who wanted to understand and be part of a religious group because it seemed so prevalent in my community.
Right.
When I, got out of high school and got into college, I discovered more about myself, and I started thinking of myself in the terms of agnostic. And I didn't do a lot of research into it, but it felt better to say, I don't know.
And is that how you would define agnosticism?
More or less, yeah. I would define agnosticism as, I'm leaving open the possibility of anything.
Got it.
Okay. So I would say at this point in my life, I am more atheist than I am agnostic. I'm not agnostic. I'm definitely atheist. I do not believe that the God that is said in the Bible exists.
Sure.
Okay. I do not believe that the God said in any written form exists.
Do you believe in a higher power?
I don't think I do. I mean, my catchphrase is from Kurt Vonnegut, and it's "so it goes." And I think, when I die, I'm going to be turned into dirt, and that's pretty much it. And so it goes.
And so it goes.
I mean,
right.
that's pretty much how I feel about the matter. Now, the wonderful thing about atheism and religion and theism is that we can sit here and argue all day, and essentially they are all beliefs.
Right.
Like, I believe there is no God. I believe there is a God if I was theist.
Right.
And if I'm agnostic, I believe that I want to sit the fence.
Wow.
So,
that's a harsh kind of perspective.
Well, I mean...
Well, okay, the reason that I say that that's a harsh perspective is that I kind of consider myself agnostic, but I have like a kind of painful reason why.
Yeah.
For one thing, I grew up with science parents or whatever.
Yeah.
And then my parents went the opposite route and became like hardcore Southern Baptist, like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I know. Believe me.
So there's that. Yeah. You've seen some of it too. Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's that. And then I joined an atheist group, and I refer to them as the angry atheists.
Yeah.
Because
I'm aware of that.
Because they were just as hateful as the Baptists, and they were just as arrogant as the Baptists. And I know for a fact that this is what's what, and you're an asshole and an idiot if you don't think like I do. And like, there was such a sense of shame, and I don't like either of those perspectives. And granted, those are both extremes, which is why I do choose to sit in the middle, but not from a lack of wanting to choose a side so much as that I want to feel safe and free to ask questions and to wonder. And
sure.
So I mean, if I was going to call myself atheist, because I don't really believe in a higher power, and particularly not a God of the Christian Bible, or
yeah, fuck that guy, he's a dick.
He is a dick. But just a guy watching over us in general, whatever religion that might be, Judaism or
right.
or Muslim faith, or and just whatever those faiths are. I don't believe in a higher power that watches over us.
Right.
I just don't.
Right.
But I wouldn't call myself an atheist because of my experience with the atheists. If I did fit that category, I would call myself a spiritual atheist, because I mean, there are things I don't understand. There are, things that I don't know. And I just like to leave room for the possibility that something might be there that I don't know about. And I do think that we are all connected in kind of a new agey, hooky, Wiccan kind of way. And, one with the trees kind of thing. And this earth is our only earth. And our biome is dependent on each little piece of us. And, we are all stardust, and, energy doesn't die, and all of that. And so that is why I feel more comfortable in the category agnostic, but I can understand because I do lean more toward atheism.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, my experience with them just left a nasty taste in my mouth with that word.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, I empathize with that to a degree because since we've started the Twitter account for our podcast, we've been following and, you know, living in circles of atheists and anti-theists and all kinds of stuff like that. And like, I'm learning all kinds of new terminology that I never knew before we started all this, because honestly, what we were when we started this was husband and wife team who had never read the Bible all the way through and felt compelled to because we have too many people quoting crap at us and we wanted to know what was in the Bible, essentially.
Right.
Right. That's what we started as. Now, like I said, I consider myself an atheist more or less to the full extent of that word. Right. But at the same time, you know, the nice thing about atheism is that atheism is, it's set up as you essentially don't believe in God. That is the definition of atheism. So it leaves a lot of room for a lot of different people, and a lot of different people are out there who are very angry at religion, which I understand also. I understand being angry at religion. I grew up around it, but I don't think it gets me personally anywhere to be angry at religion. Right. I'm fine with poking fun at religion, and I can get angry if somebody's coming in my face about religion. Right. But those are the extent of where my line is drawn. Is if somebody's coming at me with religion, I don't mind getting angry back. But if somebody is, I'm fine making fun of religion because I think religion is just, it's hilarious. Like to sit here and tell me that you believe in a God that murdered all these people, that's condones rape, that condones, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I agree with you completely.
So I'm going to laugh at it. I'm going to make fun of it. And I'm going to call their God a dick because he is a dick. I'm reading it. He's a fucking dick.
I feel like maybe we're like, I don't want to say arguing because we're not arguing, but I feel like if we were arguing, it would be arguing semantics. And, you know, based on what you were telling me, like, what the fuck is the difference between atheism versus anti-theism? Like,
so anti-theism, from what I understand, and again, this is one of those new terms that I had not heard before getting into the Twitter world in the atheist circles, is basically someone who is angry at religion or angry at God.
So they're the angry atheists then?
Maybe. They might not even be atheists. They are literally angry at God.
Okay.
Okay.
So
and some of them probably are atheists also. They're atheists who are also angry at this God that they don't believe in. Okay. But you know, there's two camps of that as well, I think. And I'm really just talking out my ass because I don't really know all the terminology all that well just yet. I am endeavoring to figure it out because I'm in those circles and I'm having discussions with these people. But I haven't quite figured everything out yet.
I'm kind of afraid of stepping into that circle and having those discussions because I feel like I would be forced to defend my perspective. And like, I love having a discussion amongst friends. I do not like being questioned and having to defend my stance. Like somebody on Castbox commented on a comment that I made that it wasn't even religious, but they were asking me, why do you think that? And, you know, my comment was, whoa, this sounds cool. I don't want to explain to you why I think what I think. Like, it felt so attackish, and I'm really afraid of that. Not afraid because I doubt who I am or what I think, but because it's just a confrontation. I think I've had so much confrontation in my life that I just don't need that.
Well, there's been some of the conversations that I've been party to are that a lot of the people that are atheists come from a religious background. And the reason that they come from a religious background is because a lot of them were very devout Christians, and they did a lot of studying about the Bible. And so they're very intellectual because they were breaking it down. They were understanding, wait, this is contradictory. This is wrong. Why this can't be right. And I'm being told these things. So they have a very analytical brain that leads them to this discovery that they are an atheist.
So they feel kind of betrayed?
Well, and more so, they feel very compelled to defend their new idea. You know, they feel very compelled to live in the world where this new idea is correct. And I'm not saying that I believe that it is. I'm on their side, you know, but it's got to be me and you don't have the experience of coming from a religious background into atheism. We kind of grew up with atheism. So it's a different experience. I think the point of it that I'm trying to make is that everybody comes from a different background and a different experience. Some people might have even been abused in the church systems. I can understand anger. I can understand all this stuff. I think we all just have to kind of agree to live and get along and maybe not harm each other. You know, and that's really the easiest way to put it, is that we all have differing ideas, and that's what this whole thing is about, is differing ideas, and, you know, not just being okay with the mantra that the Christian right gives us every day. So
Right. So, what do you think happens when we die? You already said this, but
I mean, I also want to be shot out of a cannon.
Oh
like
gosh,
my ashes, just
up.
like stuff me in a cannon and shoot me out over the ocean. That'd
You're
be awesome.
You're an idiot. Stop.
What? It'd be really cool. Fireworks. You guys should all get really drunk.
Oh my God.
And have a party.
You better not die before me, because I do not want any part of that. Well, along with the question, what happens when we die? Where did the universe come from?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it came from the Big Bang Theory. Like, you know,
But
we have
the things that banged. Where did those come from?
Well, I mean, obviously we don't know everything. That's why atheism is a belief and not a fact. Okay? Right?
Right.
So all I can go by is the best guesses of science, because science is kind of my default state of mind, and that I trust
here.
I trust science way more than any other idea or that anything else that's out there. Science is where I start with everything. And, you know, there's I just read something the other day that said that the normal state of existence is something and not nothing. And it was a science, you know, thesis or whatever. I don't know exactly. I didn't read it in detail, but the idea was that essentially, instead of thinking that we came from nothing, what if just the constant of the universe and life in general is that there's always something. There has always been something. It just is. That is what it is.
And it doesn't have to have come from somewhere.
Right.
I think that the problem of infinity really scares people.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why they have to think of a beginning and an end forever and ever, amen.
The problem of death scares everybody.
Right.
That's why we have to come up with deities that are going to let us live forever in a wonderful plane of existence somewhere in the sky.
Right.
So everything that we create and worry about comes from something we're scared about, generally.
Well,
in my opinion.
That's not true. A lot of things that we create are in order to allow us to take the path of least resistance, because we're lazy.
Sure.
So, like, we created ways, instead of having to go to the water, we created ways to bring the water to us.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about scientific advances. I guess I'm talking about specifically religions. Like, religions are created because of our fear of existence or death, or, you know, things that we don't understand in this life.
Right.
We create these other things to make them meaningful for us, to make them not as scary, so that we have something to look forward to instead of being scared of death. I think that, like, to consider death and that is the end and that is it,
right,
is not a fun thing to contemplate unless you have a backup plan. Like, I'm going to live forever because I worship God. Hell yeah. Or, you know, other religions, they've got like the 70 virgins or whatever the hell it is. I'm probably wrong about that one, but man, you know, that sounds pretty damn good, you know?
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, like, they got all these shit where you're like, yeah, I'm going to go do this thing and I'm good with dying. I'm good with it. Whereas I'm like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my life now because I think I just turned to fucking dirt, guys. I'm pretty sure that's it.
So how do you reconcile that with the whole YOLO thing? Like, Like, how do you say, oh my God, when I'm dead, I'm done. So, why aren't you like, so I better party it up as much as possible and do as many fun, crazy things, like, have all the sex, do all the drugs, and party.
You're asking why isn't every atheist out there a sinful asshole? Is that what you're basically getting at?
Like, where do your sense of morals come from? What stops you from having all the fun and instead being a mature person who lives up to responsibilities?
Because I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy every minute that I'm here. And in order to do that, I have to make a living. I have to, respect the people that I care about. And by caring about other people and by sharing experiences with other people, you have to find a way to fit in those groups and make sure that you are following a code in your head that fits with allowing for everybody in that group, your family, your extended family, to enjoy life as well. So you have to have your own morals. It's not hard to have your own morals, in my opinion. I did a lot of thinking about this because I questioned existence of God when I was younger, and went through this whole process, and to me it's very simple. There's rules that you why would I want to kill somebody? That's I just what I feel it's what is right humanitarianly speaking. What is right for society? What is right for the advancement of my kids' lives? What's the right for the advancement of everybody around me? Even I'm a caring individual. I care about my shitty ass religious neighbors. Even I don't want them to suffer.
Right.
Like I want what's best for people, generally speaking.
Right.
So you can be religious and say that you follow codes, and you can still be a serial killer.
Right.
I think it's actually happened. Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So yeah.
So I think that when people, like when Christians in particular, ask that question, I feel like they're kind of missing the point, because what I get out of that question is, wait, so then the only reason you don't rape and murder is a fear of God? Like, that's all that's holding you back?
Right, yeah. Like, oh my God, please don't prove God is not a real, because apparently there's a whole group of people who are going to go out and rape and murder.
Right? And that's what I always wonder, like, if that's the only thing that's stopping you, and you think that that's what's stopping me, like, we have a different problem. Yeah. We have a bigger problem, and it's not a belief or a lack of belief in God or heaven or hell or whatever. It's how you treat your fellow man.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I think it has to do with, there are tenets in the Bible that are good things to live by, like do unto others as you would have them do unto you type thing.
Right.
I'm not saying that exactly is the perfect solution, but it's an idea that's out there in society that when you're growing up, when you're younger, these things that you learn about religion, they sound loving, they sound good, they sound wholesome, and that's what's supposed to draw people in, because we are empathetic creatures in general, I think. The problem is that when you get right down to it, Christianity, other religions even, are very hypocritical, and they're not friendly.
Right.
They just aren't. I've lived around it my whole life, and these people are, I shouldn't say these people. There are a lot of people in these groups that are supposed to be these loving, wonderful people who are just the worst people I've ever met in my life. The worst.
I think that because while we might be empathetic creatures and social creatures and all that, we're also lazy and greedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's trying to find a way to live within the bounds of those two extremes, and finding your own peace with, like, okay, no, I actually don't want to murder people, and it's not because I'm afraid I'm going to go to hell or jail. Right. It's
because it's the right thing to do, not murder people.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the right thing to do.
If you think about it, like, even scientifically, it's you know, if you take religion out of it, like biologically, it makes sense to not murder each other for the species to survive.
Yeah, definitely. Like, biologically, if we all just were out for blood against each other, we wouldn't have survived as a species.
Right.
And we've survived as a species long before this Christian God was ever invented.
Right.
And we will long after.
You think? I don't know. They might blow up the fucking planet.
Well, there's always that.
Or
possibility.
incite war so that somebody else blows us up.
There's that too. I mean, whatever. We can be as cynical or as optimistic as we want to be, I suppose.
I'm kind of cynical.
I'm kind of both.
Yeah, you really are.
But, you know, it is what it is.
So, my next question is, do you believe in miracles?
No.
No?
Nope.
Wow, just flat no.
Just flat no.
But you do acknowledge that there are coincidental or weird things that happen, right?
Definitely, but I think you know this of me. Anytime something happens, I'm going to try to attribute it to something scientifical. Scientifical? What
Wow.
the fuck is wrong with me?
That's,
Scientific.
That word right there, that is proof that you're not to be trusted.
Hey, I caught myself.
I know you did. You really did.
I said it and I was like, wait, I'm a dumbass.
So this kind of gets into...
No.
No, I wasn't...
Oh, okay.
I wasn't going to bring up your bad apostrophe usage, but now I have to because you shouted at me.
Okay. I'm coming full clean here. Guys, I suck at apostrophe usage. I suck at speaking, apparently.
Yeah, you do.
I suck at apostrophe usage.
You really do.
I really suck. And so up until tonight, actually, I had created a new logo for our podcast, and I had put an apostrophe S at the end of Atheists on the logo, and
because you
that
tried
is
to turn
not correct.
You tried to turn a plural into a possessive.
Right. And luckily for me, my wife is very much in the English realm of things, and she loves her words, so she caught my mistake and gave me hell about it the rest of the night, and including still now.
Well,
so,
I wasn't going to go there, actually. That's not where I was going at all. I was trying to get back on track.
But you would have given me hell later tonight still.
But you were like, oh, don't say anything. So I had already decided in my head I wasn't going to say it because even though you are bad at apostrophes and even though you did make our logo have an apostrophe and I was appalled, I tell you, it really isn't fair of me to complain when I don't do any of the images or social media.
Yeah, that's right.
And badly done is better than not done at all.
Damn straight.
Whatever. I'm over here giving you this, and you outed yourself.
I did.
So where I was going was
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I knocked you off trail earlier, so it's fine. Where I was going was when you say that you will always try to figure out like what's actually happening instead of, jumping instantly to the mystical, magical, miracle thing.
Yes.
It reminds me how one time there was what was it? It was at Halloween time, and one of the local parks or something had
no, it was the there's a place down there that like the Halloween place.
That's what I said.
Oh,
one of the local Halloween theme park place, whatever.
Gotcha.
Had hired like a bunch of people to dress as clowns, zombie clowns and jump out of airplanes.
Yes.
And but they had failed to inform everybody that they were doing this
with torches.
Yeah.
They were jumping out of planes with torches.
So me and you and your brother were standing out front of the house we used to live in, and I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, because I see all these things coming down, and I'm like freaking out, what is happening? And
right.
So I'm like running in and trying to call the police or local weather channel or anybody, and you are standing outside just watching it like, cool.
Yeah.
And all I could think was, we're about to die, and instead of spending your last few minutes with me, you're spending your last few minutes like...
I had to know what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. And like anytime there's like a tornado warning,
I go watch.
yeah, you send me and the kid down to the cellar and you're like, I'll be down in a minute.
Yeah.
And you got to see.
I do.
It's so fucking annoying.
My brain needs proof.
I know, you need all the proof of everything always. It's amazing and annoying.
Well, you know, I don't know what to tell you.
So, okay, you don't believe in miracles.
No.
I don't know. Things happen and sometimes...
I believe that there are things that happen that we don't yet understand.
Yeah.
But I think that those things that we don't understand have a scientific explanation.
Sure.
That's
and
what I believe.
I think that the word miracle is just lazy.
I agree.
So
100%.
Yeah, okay. What about angels? Do you believe in angels?
Not even a little bit.
Me neither. But I have to tell you, I fucking love angel figurines and angel art.
I love Castiel on Supernatural.
I love Castiel on Supernatural also. Misha Collins is the shit. Okay, this one's slightly unrelated. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because we have an infinite universe, and in that infinite space, there's got to be aliens.
Right?
There's
agree.
There's infinite possibility. So in that infinite possibility, yes, that does exist. And what is considered an alien, though? Is it a microbe, or is it like what would we consider an alien? Does it have to be able to talk to us,
right?
Or is it just have to be living?
Does it have to like get in a spaceship and come see us?
Right.
Like I think that there is life on other planets, and we may not ever even meet it.
Now the better question might be: do I believe that aliens have been near or in Earth's orbit?
Yes, that was my next question.
And that I don't know. Now I will say that video of the Navy planes that caught the crazy things on video or whatever, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But again, until I know what it is, I'm still not going to like...
It's still science.
I think it's
nature.
neat. And, you know, at the time, Trump was president, so I was like, come save us, aliens, please. But that was a whole different reason why I wanted aliens.
Right. I think the question is the science from our planet or from another planet?
Right.
That's the question.
I mean, it could have just easily have been something the Chinese or the Russians had done.
Right. Well,
So.
I mean, you know that they're about to release all of these reports.
Yeah, I've heard some tidbits about how it's basically a nothing burger, but, you know.
See, I've heard both. And so I'm just reserving judgment.
Yeah, I mean, I always reserve judgment. But
What about Area 51?
Area 51's bullshit.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. X-Files seemed to think it was something big.
Area 51's bullshit. If it ever was anything, and I'm not saying that it was or it wasn't, if it ever was, they've long since moved it because there's way too much attention on that place.
Maybe. Or, where's the best place to hide is in plain sight where nobody would expect you to be.
I guess. And there's rumors that, well, okay, we live in Ohio, okay?
We do.
And we live kind of near a major air base. And there's rumors around here that the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base has aliens there too.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
No, it's a pretty big rumor out here.
Wow. That's amazing.
And I said Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
You did.
I did.
That is so funny. Okay, now I have to explain why that's funny. Okay, so everybody in this area does not call it Wright-Patterson. They call it Wright-Pat. Like,
right.
There's the Wright-Pat Credit Union, and there's the Wright-Pat Base.
I only said it this way, though, just to clarify. I said it this way. For anybody that lives in this area, I said it that way to clarify which base it is so that people outside of this area would know what I was talking about.
Right, but why?
Otherwise, I would not have referred to it that way.
Why it's funny is that in literature and movies, they always refer to it like locals, characters who are supposed to be local to this area, say Wright-Patterson. And I always laugh because I'm not from here, so that's something I noticed right away when I moved here, is that nobody calls it that.
Right.
Everybody always uses the shorthand Wright-Pat. But like in the book, The Fifth Wave, and then in the movie that came from that book, the local kids all called it Wright-Patterson.
Right.
And it's just, it's...
I'm like, it was cringeworthy listening to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, you guys they lived in Dayton, which is like our main city here. And they were calling it Wright-Patterson. And I'm like, nobody. There's not a soul that lives here. that would ever call that Wright Patterson.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Except for just now when you did it on a podcast.
Yeah, right.
And that's why it's funny.
But in reference, if you're referring it to people that live outside of this state or this area even, you have to refer to it as its name.
Yeah.
But if you live here and you're talking to somebody that lives here, it's always Wright Pat.
It would be like, if somebody's talking about Alex Bell Road and instead they called it Alexander Graham Bell Road.
Right.
Like, that would be the cringeworthiness of that.
But now we're getting off on a long tangent about nothing related to our podcast or atheism.
That's kind of what we do.
It is.
That's kind of what we do.
I mean, we do.
So, here are some questions that lots of Christians like to ask because they're gotchas.
Okay.
If there is no God, how does your life have any meaning?
My life has meaning in my wife, who I love, and my daughter, who I love, in the activities that I do that I love,
and your cat,
in my family, an extended family that I love,
and your cat that
and
loves
my cat's awesome.
Yeah.
Although I just friended somebody on Twitter, and he doesn't like cats, and
that is suspect to me.
I told him, I was like, look, I friended you, but the only thing that I'm concerned about is your dislike of cats, but your feed was pretty good, so we'll just, we'll call it even.
I'm not sure about it.
I mean, whatever. We'll see.
We'll see how that goes. When people ask me, how do you find meaning without a belief in God, I always want to respond, you're absolutely right. I'm going to go jump off a cliff right now. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck kind of question is that?
No, your meaning is, we want to go to Italy. We want to travel the world. We have plans.
I love reading.
We have
books.
lots of things we want to do.
I love writing.
You want to read all the books before you die, right?
Yeah. Actually, okay, another tangent. Actually, I have stayed up at night in a wild panic, knowing that I will die before I've read even a hint of all of the books that I want to read in my lifetime.
Her fear is real about that one.
Yeah, it's horrendous, and it's not just all the books that currently exist, it's all the ones that it's not fair. They'll come after I'm dead, and there will be new classics that I will have not even been introduced to.
Speaking of which, when is Patrick Rothfuss releasing that final book? Because if he waits till after I die, I'm going to be really, really pissed.
Yeah, he needs to put out that next book.
That was a great series. And
The Name of the Wind.
The Name of the Wind. Yeah, you guys should look that series up if you like sci-fi, or not sci-fi.
Fantasy.
Sorry, it's a good fantasy series.
Yeah. Okay, that was pretty much all I had. So.
Are we doing? Is there another section, or is that it?
No, that was it. We just dove right into it.
Oh, so we're just. That's it then.
That's it. Well, okay, I'll ask you one more question.
Okay,
then.
All right.
Okay, what is the point of religion?
The point of religion, in my opinion, I think that originally in the beginning times of civilization, that it was created as a way to have a system of laws and rules that people would abide by in order to control them, because you need a system of government of some type or some rules and laws for people to follow in order to have a civil society that you can adhere to rules that you apply across the board. So like we have our laws in this country, right? And that's essentially what I would consider the Bible of 2,000 years ago.
Right.
It's a reason to keep people doing the things that you want them to do.
Whether for good or for bad.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean that to me is essentially what what religion is. It's a way to keep people from straying outside the lines and to encourage people to live a decent life, I guess. Like it's kind of the same idea as all the self-help books out there, like, put a smile on your face and make this a happy day, or whatever. I don't know. Like, you got all these inspiration shit things out there, and they don't do much for me, because I'm like, I see right through you. Fuck you. It's an early morning, and I want to go back to bed. So fuck off. But
I always thought of religion as a way to explain the unexplainable, like, why thunder? Yikes!
Sure, yeah. Especially, older religions, obviously.
Right.
They didn't know what the stars were even, or there were so many things unanswered for them that because they didn't have the answers, somebody could create them and then use them as a form of laws. So,
right. So I guess both.
Yeah. No, it leaves a lot of room for mysticism where there's not an explanation for things. And in that mysticism, you can use that unknown world to create things that people should abide by, because you can create up whatever story you wanted to in order to hold people to account.
Right, right. Like when God in the Bible says to cook your meat before you eat it.
Yeah.
And we know now that was a really smart thing to do.
I mean, like a lot of the things in the Bible probably, and other religions probably started with the best of intentions on trying to help humanity.
I mean, I've had salmonella, so yeah, it's not good, guys.
I hate to cut this short, but if we go much longer,
yeah,
our alarm's going to go off.
Oh no. Okay, yeah, we got to go.
All right, yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for joining us on this bonus episode, and
happy 50.
You guys, yeah, happy 50th episode. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us, guys.
Yeah. Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.